Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another Q&A Thursday right here at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Hey, everybody.
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dane. Glad to be here.
No problem. Apparently, you're both to my left there, so that's fun.
That's a weird picture of myself crudely taped onto a Rag Company logo.
It is very crude. I will say,
What's
and
fun
it has
is
nothing to do
around,
with the tape.
It's been making the rounds around the office. Fun places. You open a cabinet, there's a picture of you. You open the fridge, there's a picture of you taped to the inside of it.
I don't like
just
that.
a lot of fun, exciting
And that was
chances to find
something
Anthony.
I was going to bring up. Before we get into even housekeeping, any of that stuff, it's kind of related to housekeeping. You may have heard, and you may have seen, as Levi did some streams while we were out in the UK, this office kind of changed.
Yes, it
a
did.
little bit.
Quite a bit.
While we were out and about, you guys did a lot of things. You decorated.
Yeah.
You made some tweaks.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, these guys, they took a few sample photos so you guys can kind of see the work they did. But I just want to give you guys a chance
and afters
to
so
look.
folks could see. This is the after. So we've still kind of kept our entry area.
Yeah.
And
The
then
cubes are
right
gone.
when you walk in, there's four of us in a grouping. And then in the next pod, there's five in a grouping. And then the last is there's two.
Call them
with room
mating
for a
circles.
third. Yeah. So see,
I don't
this
know
is the
about
kind of
that.
camaraderie that you can come to expect here at the Rag Company when the
yeah.
guys
I don't
working.
know what
That's
is
the
going
least
on.
flattering
You're
photo
working.
I think I've
You're
ever
typing.
Do you
That
see
wide
that
angle
there is
lens makes me
something?
look even wider.
There is something blurred out on my desk, and I don't know what that is exactly.
I don't know either. It's very interesting.
Either it was a prototype.
Oh
or,
my God.
And then this is the back wall, so folks
my
can see
God.
what we did.
I feel like
I haven't seen this.
every day I walk in,
we set up some artwork.
he's just right there staring you in the face.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a
Well,
bad
it's
thing.
to keep us motivated.
Okay.
This is
So we're able to work out. We're able to feel like we can get the work done that we needed. And the best part is Anthony can look himself in the face every day.
What we're trying to do
Without
is
a
implement
mirror,
more
even.
of a fitness
Wow.
regimen here, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And I figure there's nothing more motivational than pictures of myself
Right.
all over.
Looking your best.
Okay.
Looking my best all over the workplace to also motivate
Well,
others.
it started with one photo,
Yeah.
and that's when we started thinking, you know what? Why not put it everywhere?
Okay.
Make it more
Yeah.
fun, more exciting.
I can
because
see it.
it does really cheer us all up when we
Yeah.
when we used to find that one photo.
does.
Yeah.
You know, you'd always walk by, you're
And,
like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
We discovered
Yeah.
a new
I
treasure
feel like I
trove.
need to go work out. I feel like I need to go for a walk or something. And so
Yeah.
we thought, why not carry it in this new, fresh space?
Instant
Wow.
motivational posters you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
insane. So
yeah.
you can actually find these at theragcompany.com, right? Full printouts
Pretty sure you can.
of
Why we
the
aren't
pictures
selling them.
you've seen today that say work harder on them, right?
man.
And so you can apply them to just about anywhere in life, you know, whether it's detailing
Yeah.
or fitness or maybe cleaning up around the
There's
house,
just a little
right?
picture of Anthony hanging
There,
off a
yeah.
cliff face saying, hang in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
But he has
So,
cat ears
Make
on
sure
for
you
some
keep
reason.
going. Keep going.
I hate this.
Oh
Catch
my
it.
God.
Wow, those are some really some ripped arms and
There's a lot of.
Oh,
I thought there was only
dear.
like 4
That's-
pictures, but there's
You
a lot
look
more.
scared. Why do you look so scared in all these photos?
That's
No,
not
it's
okay.
that's a blue steel.
I mean, I've seen blue steel. It can come in many different forms. However, that looks like a
It's
fearful.
haunting, yeah.
So when do you want to get back
Fearful
to
blue
that?
steel.
Do you want
Okay.
me to join you in this quest?
Not necessarily.
Fitness quest?
So what's funny
Or
about
we could start doing some functional strength. We could start swinging some sledgehammers,
Ooh.
bringing
Yeah.
some kettlebells.
I don't
Oh.
think that's going to happen.
We have some fun.
Fun fact, though, those night photos, right? Basically, the reason why these all popped up out of nowhere today,
Huh.
I explained the story of how when I was younger, I used to get contacted
Yeah.
about photo shoots every once in a while from
Random people.
random people that were first-time photographers who were trying to build a portfolio, right?
Okay.
And there was very few situations where I said, "Sure,
Did
why
any
not?"
of them ever offer to take you into their basement?
They just said, relax. I just want to take some photos.
Oh, no.
So those
Oh,
photos
no.
you see of there in a weird dark park was a guy who wanted to do a night shoot, a fitness night shoot.
What time
right?
were those photos
And
taken?
he said that it's going to be kind of werewolf themed on top of being like nighttime fitness. And I go,
Okay.
listen, man, nobody's
anything
Nobody's going to a park at night and doing fitness routines. In the night, in the dark, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I just think it'd be something different and unique. And I go, well, first off, it's illegal, right? And I think that if I was in a park after dark, right? Doing like handstands and things like that. People are going to get a little freaked out.
Especially if there's a flash going off and the neighbors, all they can see is just a brief
the
flash.
only thing that would make those photos better is if my eyes were red or if somebody were to literally Photoshop hair on me as if I was some type of
keep it up. It might get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just a fun thing.
Yeah.
So housekeeping for the week. Well, our team has been staying exceptionally busy with all of their media content.
Down in Monterey.
As they do. We do have our team members down in Monterey currently, and today was actually the start of the quail event over at the golf course. And so yesterday they were at Motorlux for not only prepping the vehicles for the big show, but they attended the big show, which I haven't heard anything yet. I imagine it was crazy. I imagine the cars were great, the food was great, the drinks were great, and they were probably a little outclassed, right? Being is that there are people.
I thought tonight is the Motorlux.
I think is it tomorrow? No,
I think it was tonight.
I think it's.
Well, simultaneously,
don't
there's
know.
like quail prep happening right around
There's
the same
everything
time.
happening.
That
A lot of
they're
stuff's
doing
happening.
the Lux.
Whatever it may be.
Let's see what it is.
Our team is attending both the Motorlux event and the Quail, along with the team at PNS. And so PNS puts this together. Really, I mean, we take no credit for our involvement other than PNS sends us an invite and we show up.
Yeah.
And so Sydney's down there. We have Tony Mazel's there. We have
Jamie
the cleaner.
You're right, Anthony. The party was last night.
I told you.
Okay.
I knew it. I had a feeling.
There you go.
But I have a feeling. I just have a feeling that Jamie the cleaner got a lot of people hooked on Clean Maker.
Oh,
I think so as well.
This week, right? I know there's a lot of people out there that are probably wanting to use Bead Maker on the vehicles or Dream Maker on the vehicles, but I know Jamie was out there mixing in the back, right? Probably showing Dave his perfect Clean Maker mix for the big event to get the most gloss and slickness out of them.
What I like is this year they were using Absolute full bore, where last year
it was a test year.
It was literally like a 1 ounce amount of Absolute that we were using as much as we could to wipe cars down, and it was literally the thing that saved us. On multiple occasions. So, super excited they were able to just have it as part of the arsenal.
So keep in mind,
such a great year for them.
For people that don't know a little bit of the history, I mean, really the advent of Absolute and Dream Maker both really stemmed from the importance of having a rinseless wash at this event and having a gloss enhancer at this whole week for this event. And it was so funny because, just a couple years ago, right, Dream Maker was released. Gordon McCall approved of that for the McCall Motorworks Revival Show. It got out there. Everybody started using it. And it's cool because last year or 2 years ago was the first time it was kind of debuted. It was released. People were starting to use it. The PNS team
we got to use it at the event.
So the PNS detailing team for the event was starting to use it. And then the following year, it wasn't just the PNS detailing team using it, right? It was other detailers at the event. It was other people knowing that Dream Maker now existed and it was made
for that reason.
And then this year, the same thing. Because despite Monterey Car Week being a big thing and us having kind of an exclusive, being able to go to these events, there's tons of other detailers there besides us, besides the TRC team. I mean, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of detailers down there for this week alone, and many of them are using Dream Maker in their arsenal to give their cars the best pop because it's a competitive world out there.
It was made for the job, so there you go.
Pretty cool. So I was going to tell a little bit, just a quick Cliff Notes version of my dinner last night.
Oh, you're gonna hear.
Okay,
quick. You're gonna have to make it very quick. It can't be anywhere near as long as it was.
So, kids' first day of school yesterday, and probably others around the country.
Yeah.
But my kids' first day of school, so Ogden Hadley, I said to Carly, "Would you like to go to dinner? Maybe take the kids to dinner tonight." This is a little celebratory. They chose Red Robin down the street from us. This Red Robin sits on a park called Park Center Pond, and it's got a duck pond in it that is disgusting.
Yeah, it looks good from a distance. Do not go in
feces.
It's got pumps and fountains and stuff to keep it moving.
Enough, though.
But it is a filthy pond with a lot of reeds and whatnot. So not one to go relax in, or there's people you don't really want to go in there. Anyway, point is, we're sitting there having dinner. We're on a big glass wall. Two people walk up outside the patio.
So
of
outside the window.
Literally right outside the window, to have themselves what looks like a picnic. Not a restaurant. Hey, we're going to this restaurant. We're going to
Okay.
eat. They brought their own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How hot was it?
It was 103 degrees outside
Okay.
yesterday.
Good. Set the stage.
Arguably hotter depending on where you were located in the valley.
Exactly. That too. So they walk out. They bring their bags. They've got some drinks. They've got some
This
towels.
is not just a
Like,
hangout. This is a date.
This is like a date. Like they're gonna
Okay.
spend some time together.
Yeah.
So they set up their stuff. They set up their space. They then proceed to pull out 4 different types of sunscreen.
Yeah.
Mind you, I am literally from one end of this room to there is how far away I am from them. But I have a window
Yeah.
right here
You're
in front
indoors.
of me, inside.
So you had a good view of
Right,
people.
eating my bonsai burger from Red Robin.
It's
Good
like
call.
a savage. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying it while watching them.
Yeah.
They proceed to pull out 4 different sunscreens
Yeah.
to apply to their bodies and each other.
Why so many?
I don't know, Dane, but it took them 15 minutes of lotioning each other.
That's so long.
I got a refill while we were watching
Were they
them.
exchanging the lotion or like
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
each other's
Yeah.
bodies? That's interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't a, in a sexual way. It was just they were getting prepared.
I'm sorry for everybody who thought this
They were
was a
getting
detailing
prepared
show.
Yeah.
for some fun in the sun, right? So me and the family,
too hot.
me and the family are literally watching them, questioning to ourselves, why are they outside?
Yeah.
It's 103 degrees.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Why are
Oh.
they putting on so much sunscreen?
Yeah.
Then they walk out to the, like, they're done. They're ready to get this party started,
Yeah.
right? Reach into their little kit bag, pull out a Frisbee.
Wow.
Get
okay.
ready. We're going to throw the Frisbee back and forth, a guy and a girl.
Get a good volley
romantic,
going. Yeah.
very romantic,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Walk out into the grass,
Yeah.
and we're watching them. And we're like, oh, they're going to throw the Frisbee back and forth. Let's see what kind of. I go, what if
See
they're.
how skilled they are.
I said, what if
guess.
they're like professional Frisbee players? And
Yeah.
it's like amazing.
They're putting
Yeah.
on a show for your
Right?
dinner.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other people in the restaurant also watching this couple because they are right there.
I mean, it's not exactly
Like,
medieval
it's not-
times, but it'll
Yeah.
do.
it was hilarious. So they walk over. Guy's
Yeah.
got the Frisbee, tosses it to the girl.
Yeah. Pretty good.
She
Okay.
catches it.
Yeah.
I
Decent.
go,
guy.
whoa, all right.
Yeah.
She caught it.
Cool.
She tosses it back. Great toss.
Yeah.
He catches it.
Okay.
Wow.
They're having fun. They're
pretty
playing.
nice. Next thing
Good
you know,
start.
he tosses it over her head out into the pond.
No way.
Like completely done. Like their
Yeah.
night, they have no
it.
more toys or anything to play with. He
Yeah.
walks over to the pond. They start arguing because obviously neither of them are wanting to get into that pond
Yeah.
because it's so disgusting.
Talk about a
You
romantic
couldn't
date,
hear what
am
they
I
were saying
right?
though because of
Yeah.
the window.
It's
So
just,
it
you
like
just see them gesticulating.
it's gestures.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we start laughing.
Yeah.
Like literally snort when we watch it go into the pond because they've spent 15 minutes lotioning their bodies in preparation to throw the Frisbee 3 times and that's it
Yeah.
and be done.
More like 2.5. Let's
right.
be real.
So we were like, oh no, what are they going to do now? What else are they going to do? Like, they've got water bottles and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
They bust out the volleyball.
Oh,
Okay.
so they had a backup.
They had a
plan.
volleyball.
Okay.
They have a volleyball pit. They both pop their sandals off.
Uh-huh.
Hop into the sand, have a little volleyball action.
Okay.
Sand's too flipping hot because it's 103 degrees and it's in the sun.
That's an ambient temp. The surface temp could be a lot
right.
more.
So they run back over to put their flip flops on.
This is painful.
Stand
to
there with
listen
their
to.
volleyball, and I watch as they gesticulate to each other how to serve a volleyball. Neither of them know how to do it. Again, right before when they popped that out, I said, "What if they're great volleyball players? Like,
No,
and we're gonna
this
watch a
sounds
great
like
game."
A bad
It
first
was
Tinder
a
date, or
horrible-
like
This is
or like
definitely
a
date
couple
It was
that-
so
happening here.
painful to
or a
watch
couple
these
that
folks.
had like just moved out together that maybe moved into an apartment down the street who were like, hey,
yeah.
we should get out more and do fun things together.
They
as a
probably
couple.
walked
Let's
by
pick the
if they
hottest
lived.
day
If
of
they
the
just
week
and
to
they
do
probably
that.
went
It
out
felt like
there.
that.
God
Like
bless
they had
them.
moved
God
into
bless
that.
them.
They moved into an apartment nearby.
I wish it worked out better.
They
Yeah.
went for a walk maybe 2 weeks ago when it was like 80 degrees out, and they're like, "Whoa! I didn't even know this park was here. I didn't know
That's
there was a
fun.
volleyball court. I didn't know
boy.
we should go plan a night."
Yeah.
And that's what they did. We proceeded to watch them only ever throw the ball back and forth twice. My kids literally would go. The guy would serve, and she'd hit it back, and they go 1, and then he'd hit it back, and they go 2, and then she wouldn't catch it.
Yeah.
And then she would serve it, they'd go 1, he'd hit it, and they go 2, and then she'd go to hit it back to him, and they go, oh, wait, was that 2? Because that didn't count.
This is terrible.
And then it would drop. So both of them were not good at volleying the ball back and forth.
Yeah.
but it was a great little experience for my family to be able to enjoy while enjoying our delicious Red Robin burgers.
You know who that guy probably was? You know who that guy probably was? It's probably Trevor from the parking garage.
Oh,
Probably. It probably was your Trevor guy.
Yeah, it probably
It's a
was my
Trevor
Trevor
thing
guy
to
just
do.
looking, hey, man, I had a rough weekend. You know, I got yelled
One-on-one.
I got yelled at over the parking speaker.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to take my new girl out for a date, right? And we're going to have a good time. And I'm going to be bad at volleyball and, throwing a Frisbee.
It was hilarious. But anyway,
Yeah.
that
And
was
on
a
that
dinner and a
note-
show.
Comments. Here we come.
Dan Pfeiffer with a good afternoon and a word up from Minnesota, USA. A happy Friday Eve, TRC gang. Have some Super Foam and the E-Foam Pro 12 on the way. Any tips for either product? Have fun.
A little bit of super foam
Enjoy
goes
it.
a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Seriously, 100 mils in a foam cannon?
In the E-Foam Pro 12, you're probably throwing in 5-6 ounces to start. See how it goes. You can throw up to probably 10 to 15, but I mean, it's strong stuff. You don't need to use a lot, but have fun with it.
Yeah, I think you're going to love the E-Foam. It's
Dan
great.
Pfeiffer also says, what do you recommend to strip a tire of all dressings or previous junk? One day as bare or raw as possible. You can use Power Clean Straight.
Forced
you can use
works.
Forced Straight.
I used Undressed yesterday on
Undressed
some tires.
Straight for that.
Undressed. Or if you got some old acetone lying around,
Yep.
take
Power
a
Clean?
white towel and a little
That's
bit
what
of
he said.
acetone.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Blanked on that.
Jeff C says, since the consensus seems to be that DPT coatings benefit from a high pH pre-wash on a periodic basis, what product in the TRC lineup would be the most effective while still being safe for trim, seals, and glass?
Super Foam.
Yeah, Super Foam probably the safest, or Active Foam. I'd probably bounce between either one. There is a new
that would work
product.
better than the other?
There is a new product in the works right now.
From Koch.
From Koch. It's not out yet. We don't know when it's going to be coming out. It was kind of designed for this purpose. We've been testing it now for several weeks. It's pretty awesome stuff. And we'll keep you in the loop on when that's available.
Yeah.
It's not here
Jeff
yet.
C says, I've heard a lot about Built Hamber. Touchless as being a safe, high pH product, but it's quite expensive. I'm wondering what might be recommended from the TRC line. Super Foam. Super Foam would be the most equivalent to a high pH touchless wash that we sell.
There you go.
Ethan says, I have diamond glass on my personal car from October last year. It's still performing at about 85% of its original performance, but I want to add another layer. Clay, diamond glass, prep, and coat.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
that's it, man.
You got it.
Dino with a happy Friday Eve, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Have to skip this one and watch a replay. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you, Dino. We appreciate it.
And right back at you, Dino.
Yeah. And then Glenn stopping in to say, afternoon, gentlemen, and happy Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve, Glenn. And then out of the gate,
Oh,
straight
we
and
didn't
fast
even
as
wait.
we can talk, G. Davis.
Oh, jeez.
Did any of the Brits recognize Dane from his guest starring role as Lord Mountbottom, which is the Archduke of Sextington on the hit BBC comedy Please Diddle My Crumpet? It's a good one, buddy.
Edmund, happy
Ed.
Friday Eve, guys. What would you say is the lifespan of Gummy Fix on rubber mats? I've been using it and make the mats look brand new, but wasn't sure how long they'll look that way.
I mean, it kind of depends, right? I mean, my driver mat, when I use Gummy Fix, probably looks good for maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks of being nice, deep, and dark. What?
So I used Gummy Fix back in like February
Yeah.
Yeah.
on my
I'm
mat.
saying driver mat.
Yeah, on my driver mat,
your
on
driver
all my
mat?
mats,
Yeah.
Which car?
on the Fusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are all still black.
Yeah.
All they need is a rinse to get the junk off.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
but they are still perfect because they're the soft rubber WeatherTechs.
Oh, yeah. So mine on the RSX, for example, the ones I used on the RSX, like it lasted a good couple weeks. But the
Yeah.
thing is, it's a very porous rubber. It's got the what's it called? The kind
These
of crinkly
factory
look to
or
it.
Yeah.
aftermarket
So it kind of
mats?
collected dirt. But my passenger side
Still looking fresh.
looks freaking brand new. I mean, it looks
Yeah.
like it looks perfect. And so, but I don't know. I don't have any WeatherTechs personally that I've used Gummy Fix on, like specifically WeatherTech brand.
Yeah, mine aren't the
in my
hard-sided.
arsenal.
They're the actual old vintage style like first gen WeatherTech rubber mat.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to know
Hold
what
a gallon of water.
I want to use Gummy Fix on?
Mm.
I want to use it on my vinyl floors in the Dodge Ram 1500
That's a great
with
idea.
the 5.2 318
Mm.
Magnum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've used plenty of different dressings on those to make them look good, right? Not my driver passenger, my driver footwell, but everywhere else I have.
Mhm.
But I think Gummy Fix would give me that
Give you the edge you
that
need.
more like that just nicer OEM look, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got Super Auto saying Happy Friday Eve to all. And then we
What's up,
got
I gotcha.
Humberto, as usual, with a first. And then we got people saying what's up to each other. And a lot of highs and hellos and beautiful people on the internet. Eddie Cologne, thank you very
up,
much,
Eddie?
my
How are you,
friend.
man?
Hey.
And
Everybody's still saying
Everybody
hello.
saying hi.
And then Ricardo, Han saying hello, Tal Fanatics, and Ricardo B saying Happy Friday Eve, TRC crew.
Yes.
Um,
Okay, and they keep going, and then something about a device. I'm not sure
Oh.
there. So we're gonna
Eddie
keep
saying hey
moving
everyone
on
again,
here.
and now
Page
we're on
3.
4. Isaac Gutierrez says elbow cough. Eddie Cologne
Okay.
giving a
Whole lot of
heart.
chatter.
Everyone's still talking, enjoying themselves. My guy Kirby says, wow,
There we go.
that was a great photo of stress on Anthony, a great motivator.
wow, thank you.
Oh, man.
And then Graham saying, evening lads, happy Friday Eve to everyone in TRC land.
Hey.
Franco says, on the other side of the wall, there's a pic of some firm buns.
Yeah.
Sheldon Clausen says, TRC, the new office looking fantastic.
Thank you.
Franco says, Anthony's
for
full
me
body
to
pillow,
listen to.
$69.99.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
And
dear.
then Super Auto 2K, random dudes on online chat rooms.
Wow, we were blazing through 4 pages.
Yep. And
Already.
then Franco says, basements.
Whoop.
Levi killed me. That's awesome.
Oh God, I
Oh,
jumped
you
a
lost.
page.
You lost
Yep.
your pages there. All right. So Franco says Levi beat me on the basements and furry fitness
All right, people.
to your werewolf pick. And then Franco says put the lotion in the basket. And then Neil White says want to do a photo shoot in my van.
You know what those photos look like? The same style used for those Taco Bell and Jack in the Box late night commercials.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that way overdone.
Yeah.
And then Kirby saying, folks, can someone say a prayer for clouds over the Houston area? Clear skies and the temps have hit record high. 104 in the shade, 110. Sunny
Oh,
skies
man.
burning. That is hot, my
Sheesh.
man, hot.
Yeah, that's why
Super Auto 2K saying, pull up the pic of Jamie the Cleaner in Monterey. That looks like a ShamWow ad.
yeah.
And Ethan saying he's swifting all the gas caps. Franco Kirby, we're doing a rain dance for you. And then JP. O&R is so good at encapsulating dirt. It's almost too good. I was washing a really dirty car, and it would capture the dirt in almost a stream-like patterns and dry on the paint. Any way around this? Without having to do a second pass to get rid of the dirt stream streaks. No, just put in a pressure sprayer and spray it again.
There you go.
Rinse it a couple times if you want to. Or rinse the car off first and then do the O&R. Get some of the heavier dirt off. Alex saying a good afternoon from your favorite Canadian. Hope you're all having a great week.
Thank
Hope
you,
are
Alex.
too.
And then
Miss
Oliver.
you, man.
And I would say we don't need to fly through these. So if somebody has something you can elaborate
you want me to
on,
finish
go
the
for
rest
it.
of my story and
No.
add a little more detail
No,
to
I'm
my
saying
dinner
like if
story?
somebody has a question here that we can work on, we should do that because I've already blown through 4 pages of comments just in the last 5 minutes.
It's almost like I do that.
So
I was really hoping we could make this one a weird one. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
we
I
got
have-
off to
I
a
have-
strong
So I was
start.
hoping to
haven't-
start it off with a great
I
dinner
haven't had a
story.
funky Q&A in a while, man. I'm itching for it. I'm itching
All
for
right.
something weird to happen.
Sorry for all the
um,
new people who have no idea
let's
what's
see what
going
can
on.
happen.
Oliver
here.
Williams says, have y'all used, and if so, what do you think of Exo Forma Perma Shine tire? I have never heard of that. It sounds crazy, man. I don't even know if that's a real product.
I feel like I've heard of Exoforma before, but I don't know anything about it.
Permashine tire coating? That's a long name.
I mean, the
Is it-
implication
okay.
of saying something like permashine is that it has some kind of permanent quality to it. So it could be almost akin to like the tire coating, like
From
what
Optimum.
Optimum was doing back in the
Yeah.
day there. Or
They've been
something
doing
like
tire
that.
coatings. When I was at SEMA in 2004, I was walking around checking stuff out.
Yeah.
24 years old,
No.
and really just taking in everything.
Yeah.
Walking around SEMA, enjoying myself, looking for some detailing items, equipment, whatnot. The gentleman stopped me and said, I've got a permanent coating for rubber
Ooh.
and leather and vinyl.
Wow.
And
said,
of
"What?"
course, you're going, huh?
Shows me a tire, half of it's coated, and he's like, straight to the touch.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is wild. And then he goes, I even put it on my wallet. Pulls out one of his fine leather good wallets, quarter, like diagonally striped or whatever. Half of it's coated, half of it's not. Perfect. Looks amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then he was handing out little samples of plastic that he had coated. So even back then, there were coatings
One thing I'll
that
say
were
about
for that product, that
our
type
experience
of style.
with tire coating that we have had, I can't speak exactly to Exoforma Permashine, but in our experience with other tire coatings, it's often a case where once the tire's been coated once, it can be next to impossible to put anything else on it.
Correct.
And even if you try and clean it up using, super, acidic or alkaline cleaners, anything like that, it runs the risk of not being able to be treated again. So sometimes just because something's permanent doesn't mean the look is going to be permanent. It just means the product's going to stick around that long, whether it looks that way or not. It eventually fades. So yeah, that can be a bit of a negative downside that I think a lot of people miss out on because all they hear is last forever, and they think that dark, rich color is going to last forever when it won't.
Too true, Dane. Joy Belinsky says, happy Thursday, TRC fam. Happy birthday to Big Jimbo.
Yeah, Big Jimbo.
Jimmy Day Dubs. It's Jimmy's birthday.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jim Jam.
Yeah.
We call him Little Jimmy around here.
Jim Jam the man.
Franco says Eddie Clone does absolute foam on for... Oh, wait.
Does absolute foam on for pre-rinse? If so, what's the Canon dilution? Eddie saying absolute is so good, but you know and I know that stuff isn't foaming. That's because Owner's Pride, rinseless foams, and DIY also, they're rinseless foams. So you can put it in a foam cannon.
Right, but the actual makeup of the product
But that's because
is
they are
different.
soap-based
Yes.
rinselesses. Absolute, O&R,
and
are
Absolute
not
are a different kind of
soap-based.
chemistry. So
Yeah. And then Franco says, I mean O&R. Yeah, no, we know. It won't. O&R won't either. Franco says, oh, my bad. And then Neil White says they were preparing to meet Buffalo Bill. They were lotioning themselves like crazy. It was the most amount of lotion I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
And then
see you, Franco.
See you, Franco. Joey Belinsky's, everyone's just saying, hey, Super Auto. Always bring extra Frisbees when frolicking half naked and lathered up in front of a crowd in 100-degree heat.
It's just
Seriously.
common sense.
You got to have an extra one because you just take into account that you're putting on a show for people.
And what people don't realize is if you'd like to, Google Park Center Pond and look at where there should be a little map of what the layout looks like. But the spot in which they were standing, it's a busy highway or byway road.
Yeah.
And the pond.
It's like
A small
5 or
triangle
6 lanes.
slather. Like there's not enough room to properly huck a Frisbee or throw a Frisbee without it either A, going in the road or B, going in the pond.
But if you look at that particular Red Robin establishment, you can see the volleyball court in the back and everything.
You can,
the
too.
layout, it's right there on the water.
Yeah, it was hilarious how close they were. Yeah, you can even type in Park Center, Boise, Red Robin.
Adla says, I have seen some swear about using Adam's Brilliant glaze inside windows to reduce hazing and streaks. I use Sternagloss glass and get streaks after a few days. Any thoughts? Anything you guys use? So you might have some maybe some off-gassing going on inside the vehicle. You might have too many air fresheners inside your vehicle. You might be running a trees or whatever it is that's off-gassing in the heat.
Those little oil
and
ones
then,
can definitely do it.
causing your stuff to start to haze
Fog.
up.
Yeah.
You might have a radiator core leak. That's also causing some hazing. I've experienced that.
I mean, heat on a dash plastic, depending on
that too,
the
can
state of the
off-gas.
dash plastics themselves,
So
you might not have.
You could have put in
anything
a new
there. It can still be
windshield and you're
plastic.
having
The
that.
Brilliant glaze, though, I mean, I've seen the videos from back in the day that Adams did on doing that to reduce hazing and streaks. I think any glaze will actually do that for the most part. So you can
Any
try
glaze
that.
or wax you can do. You can even, some people put
you can
bead
use a
maker
wax.
on their inside of their windows
you'll use bead
for the
maker
same
as well.
reason, to add that sealant to protect against that continuing to happen.
But I wouldn't necessarily look at it as the product specific thing. I would look at it as what other outside reasons would that haze start to happen. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Humberto says, seems they didn't practice enough before being there. We don't
No.
think so.
Yeah.
Got to prep for
Definitely
the show.
did not. Neil saying, so at what point did Levi walk out and push them both in the pond? The guy was bigger than me. I wasn't going to push him.
Yikes. You mentioned something about him having some dip.
Yeah, he also made sure he put a good old chunk of dip in his mouth while looking at all of us eating dinner.
Yeah.
If he spit in that pond, no one would be able to tell the difference.
So, Anthony, what's a really good weight gainer that doesn't make you flatulent? I tried Mass Gainer by Optimum Nutrition, and not even kidding when I say this, but was ripping cheeks literally every 15 seconds.
Sorry, bud.
Oh,
Most
man.
protein shakes do that, don't they?
Yeah.
No, not
'Cause it's
all.
like but I mean,
lot
like
of them seem to.
it's the amount of protein
Yeah.
people are putting into their body.
So I mean, like a mass gainer, for example. I mean, mass gainers are interesting because, like, you know, you're primarily getting mostly carbs in a mass gainer, but you're also getting a decent chunk of protein, and you're also getting a little bit of fat in there. I mean, it's kind of like a meal replacement kind of situation, but it's drinkable, and you're able to do it more often. So if you're smaller, right, if you have a skinnier body type, you can pound down a few of those shakes and get in like an extra 1,000 calories, right? Which is really nice. But for myself, JP, I don't know, man. Like, the problem was I never really got into a whole lot of mass gainers. I did the Optimum stuff for a little while. I used the BSN mass gainer for a little while. And all of those have kind of the same effect. They make you feel bloated. They just make you feel not great. Like, you're not very mobile. You don't want to go and work out in a gym after drinking one of those because you don't know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, right.
And you combine that with a little bit of pre-workout caffeine, and you go, I got this.
Don't feel good.
I got a witch's brew.
Yeah.
Brewing inside me. It's not good.
I mean, hey, if there's a mass exchange program, I'm happy to give somebody 100 pounds to work with.
JP might trade you.
Yeah, but
Dane.
if you want 100 pounds, you can divvy it up however you like, but just please take it.
Pick out
But,
For the love of God, take
come
it.
in 1 gallon sacks.
But to answer his question, I would say that what I did like to drink from time to time to get in more carbohydrates, right? Simple carbohydrates that I could use during my workouts to hopefully increase size and strength. I liked a product called Carbolin. It's called Carbolin.
Sounds like somebody who doesn't know how to
It's
pronounce
just a pure,
word.
simple carb source, right? Tastes delicious. It's usually very sweet and very fruity, flavors. I like that. Or I just simply made more of my own mass gaining style shakes using
A lot of eggs.
oats, using oats and bananas and protein and spinach and blueberries and things like that. And I'd blend up these giant things and I would drink them. It would take me. I used to have to wake up in the morning when I was drinking these shakes, like an hour and a half earlier than what I'd normally wake up, because it took me 45 minutes to drink this thing.
It was so thick.
45
It was
minutes.
It was
Holy
so
cow.
Thick and
thick.
heavy.
It was so thick that it just was a process, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it would just take forever to
You're
get it down.
drinking a super dense protein bar.
But yeah, but I mean, it was like 700 calories or whatever it was, and it was better for me to drink that than it would be to eat, 4 Krispy Kreme donuts and a coffee, right? So I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to go the cleaner route, so I did that. Hopefully that helps, JP.
All right.
JP says, I saw a PNS video of Sydney claying a ceramic-coated car, and I always heard you're never supposed to clay a ceramic car. Which one is it? You absolutely can clay a ceramic-coated car. In fact, you should. It should be part of your annual maintenance on any ceramic coating. Now, depending on the chemical makeup of that ceramic coating or that coating, because not all of them are ceramic, you do need to clay. And on the SiO2-based coatings, after you've clayed and you've cleaned, you do need to reapply some form of SiO2 sealant. So because of the fact that you might knock some loose, or you're leveling out the surface and you're removing any grime that is bonded. That's the goal, is you're removing the agents that have bonded so that the surface can be clear and ready to go again.
Now, I know it seems obvious to everybody who's familiar with detailing here, but for the folks who maybe are new, popping in and going, well, I guess I don't understand coatings, what I wanted to point out was, when you get a coating, you're not just instantly, coatings can get contaminated. You're not just stopping contamination, if you're familiar with that. All you're doing is replacing the contamination that would have gone into your paint is now going into that coating.
Correct.
And that's
this
the big
was
difference.
a huge conversation on the detailing
protective layer.
Subreddit.
Yeah.
It was big, and it was funny to see the folks that were complaining back and
Oh,
forth.
people get like
on
cats
this,
and dogs super
and fighting. And what
animated about
neither of them talked about was the chemical makeup of whatever coating they were installing. They would just argue back and forth based on what they heard.
Or like polishing before coating or after claying.
Yeah,
and all
that was
stuff.
another
Like,
one they argued. But the point is, you have to do a decontamination wash annually when you have a coating. So if you are a detailer, if Anthony has coated Dane's car and Dane doesn't know how to detail or take care of the car, it is Anthony's job as the installer to then tell Dane, hey, let's make an appointment for 1 year from now. Mm-hmm. Now, he's not going to recoat the car. There's no need for that. But what he's going to do is have Dane come in. He's going to check it over, make sure that Dane hasn't caused any damage to the vehicle. He's going to decontaminate it, whether it be through an iron removal wash, through a high pH style wash, through a low pH wash, and even a mechanical, which is the
chemical
clay.
and mechanical.
It's going to be depending on the coating and what the coating asks for. That's how they're going to wash it. They're going to do that wash once, and then they're going to, once it's deconned, whether it's through chemical or claying, then they're going to apply, he would spray on a sealant of some sort that is beneficial to that coating to help freshen it up, make it ready to go, and last the next, keep going for the rest of the year.
One more big point I want to make, once again, for people who may not be as familiar, if you're new, you don't know our product line as well or something like that. When you hear about clay, not all clay is created equally.
Correct.
And when you hear from people about, oh, this clay bar is going to mar the heck out of that, that kind of thing, the clays that we carry in our store, the bar is going to be a little more aggressive, but for the reusable clays, the things like the synthetic clays, the towels, the mitts, the clay scrubbers, those little blocks, those are all going to be on the milder side. They're just there to decontaminate, but they're not there to like rip up stuff. They're not going to tear through it. You would really have to work hard at it or use improper lubrication to really cause any kind of damage, that sort of thing. But not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it require more effort to make it do that. Whereas with the clay bar, it's always going to be a little more on the aggressive side. More, the natural clay stuff is always going to be a little bit tougher. But there's different grades. So pay close attention when you're buying clay, that you know what kind of clay you're getting, because it's not all the same stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So, Darren saying, evening, my guys, listening while editing, heart. And you had that. You were on the right page, and then you changed it.
Oops.
Okay, now to 2.
Now we're on to 2.
DS, Levi, I heard you say you like to pair Uno Advanced with the Rupes Blue Coarse Wool Pad. Do you find that this combo finishes well on most paints, including darker colors? Yes and no. Yes, this works for about 80% of all paint types. It does not work on soft, dark colors. It does have a tendency to micromar. That's why I would recommend switching over to what Anthony uses, which is the yellow wool pad. It's a little softer. It's gonna finish a little better. It's gonna look a little better. It's gonna provide less cut, but it might do just enough that you'll be happy, or your customer will be happy with it. Superauto says, I wonder if Gummy Fix could fix a bag of Haribo gummies. Fix a bag of gummies.
Fix those gummies.
You never know. Ethan answering JP, with a clay bar, you shouldn't, as it can mar the paint and polishing will diminish the coating. However, with the Ultra Clay Towel Mitt Scrubber, with proper lubrication and no pressure, it won't leave any marring. That is correct, Ethan. Thank you for answering that. Then Demo, joining a little late. Hope everyone is well.
We are. Hope you are
Thank
too.
you, Demo. Joey Belinsky picked up a new Active 2.0 and MTM 100-foot hose reel. Little treat yourself gift for 10 weeks. I'm really looking forward to maybe thinking I might pull the trigger on an Active 2.0.
Are you thinking Active 2.0? Your wife's in this Q&A. You know that.
But
she can hear you.
You got to remember, I've been using my Sunjo that I paid $120 for on Amazon
for almost 4 years now.
For almost 4 years without any problems.
Many times over.
So part of me is going, hey,
you
do a
little
fix up in the garage, maybe add the sink, do that stuff.
The shelf,
maybe get the shelf, add the Active.
Yeah.
And maybe a hose reel.
Go for it.
I mean, Joey, the thing is you're going to absolutely love that Active 2.0. We've heard nothing but good things from fellow team member Gabe Garcia. Has had his Active now for several months.
Yeah.
And he's laying down that sweet
So
foam.
Josh Brodle's got an Active too.
No, he does not.
I thought he did.
He's a Comet guy.
He got the Comet.
Oh,
that's right.
He's a Comet guy. He got it a couple years ago, and he's still a firm believer in the Comet.
Yeah.
Can't get him out of the Comet talk.
I was looking at the Active going, that's nice. I could hide that somewhere
In
so no
terms
one
of
knows
height,
that I
wasn't
have
the
one.
Comet kind of the Active before the Active was around?
Yeah. Possibly.
The AR
In terms of
Blue. No, well, there's the Karcher, there's the AR Blue. There was a couple different other ones,
Okay.
but Sunjo is it's dying out right now, right?
Well,
Nothing against
the beauty of Sunjo,
Sunjo.
you can just go pick
it's
one
just
up
right
almost
now,
anywhere
not a lot of
in
people are
person.
talking about it because then the Active is the flavor.
Active is
of
a
the
great
year.
price and a
Yeah.
good pressure washer for
I think it
a good
is.
price. So
I think it is. I would, I
right.
would rock one.
Graham
No
says,
problem.
if I'm using Bead Maker as a drying aid and I haven't previously laid down a base coat, do I need to worry about over application? No. No, you're
No.
okay.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Woo J says, hope all is well, fellas. Going to be installing Diamond Body 36 this weekend, and I didn't realize it was 30 mil. I was used to the 50 mil bottle of DB. Do you think 30 is enough for a Chevy 1500? Any tips before install?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
I think
Blue Jay,
you're going to
plenty.
have enough, man. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 will get you done.
Joey is requesting that we do get weird
Let's
on
get
today's
weird.
Q&A.
Let's get
all about
weird.
getting weird, man. All about some fun stories and whatever else
Neil
we gotta
White
do.
says you guys need to bring back that funny towel folding live stream again. That was great.
We thought it was hilarious.
Some of us absolutely loved it, and then there
Yeah.
was a very small contingent of people outside this room who liked it, and everyone else thought it was weird. and didn't.
I thought it was weird while I was in it.
Yeah, Levi,
it's incredibly awkward,
did
but-
not want to do it, and we
Yeah.
forced him to do it. And he says, "Okay, do you like it now when I'm doing this?" And we go, "Yeah, we do."
Honestly,
Keep doing
it was one of the funniest things I think we've done. It was so uncomfortable but funny.
It
Yeah.
was good. It was good. Carly Gates in the chat saying, looking good, fellas. Hello. Welcome, Carly. So I want everybody to give her
Oh,
a little
yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
Carly started her first week at a new school.
Oh, yeah, that's
she has
right.
been inundated. She has been busy as all get out, as she is now the administrative assistant
Very
at
cool.
a new elementary school. Very big job. Congratulations,
Way to
Carly.
go.
And
Congrats,
so, yes, tell everybody congrats and good luck for this year.
Yeah,
It's been
good
great.
looking out.
So, Eddie saying, make a rinseless. Oh, looking for a rinseless that leaves water spots for a test. Oh, that's easy. That's easy,
one,
Eddie.
I know that's an easy one, but I'm not gonna say.
We will. We'll send you a text.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Super
always
Auto.
fishing for that dirt.
Super Auto saying won the team bag prize on Coffee and Bead Maker earlier this week.
No
Hoping there are some
way.
TRC products in that bag. Oh, that's cool.
There might be maybe a
Yeah.
FTW or something in there. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all the
Uh,
products. If you're wondering what that team bag was, it's products that they're using at McCall's at the
Yeah,
at
Motorlux.
at the Motorlux
We
stuff.
got a Flack Pyro saying, "Hi all, just want to let you know you all missed a bumping Great Dane Films
Aw,
Twitch stream
thanks,
the
Flack.
other night.
Appreciate
I'm,
you.
I'm bummed
So-
I missed it.
I waited for an hour
I
for
made the
that
mistake
stream to go
of announcing
live.
I was going to go live before I actually set up the mechanics of it,
Yeah,
and I got stuck for about an hour and a half, like trying to get
Jeez.
my audio to
I
work.
can see why.
Because doing
Yeah.
Mac streaming audio through the whole system is way more complicated than doing it on a
No.
PC. But I figured it out. I got it good.
and I waited and I said, "Screw it, man." I'm moving on to other things.
My
in
own
life.
friend wouldn't show up.
I did for an hour, Dan. You didn't go live.
And then I did, and you were
Edmund
nowhere to be
Iverson
seen.
says, "Are we sure that Anthony wasn't actually posing for F11 commercials in those photos?"
You never know.
Do you
Money
see
is
how
money.
shiny he was?
People
Yeah.
were just asking him to take pictures.
Yeah,
So,
paint me like
Sparkling
one of
like
your,
a vampire.
paint me like one of your sparkly boys. Eddie Clone says, "Any thoughts on rinseless washes that don't have water softeners?"
yeah, we don't like them.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky, Cologne, shout out to Water Spots.
Jeez.
And then Sam Taylor, currently on vacation, getting to enjoy this Q&A while poolside.
Ooh.
Hope you guys get to enjoy the nice weather while it lasts. By the way, happy Friday Eve. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Sam, that
Sam.
sounds like
It's-
we're
Enjoy
Sam,
yours.
I
It's
want to
not my
know
kinda
where
nice
is he
weather.
vacationing?
I don't know, but
I want to
enjoy
be.
it.
I
would
want
love
to be poolside.
I would love to not. Well, I won't get in the pool, but
Yeah.
I'll hang out next to it, maybe.
Oh.
In the shade.
A
All
shaded
that
pool.
sounds good, but my idea of nice weather is about 30 degrees cooler Fahrenheit than what it is.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Eric Beasley saying, I want to get some practice in on doing paint enhancement on my wife's Suburban. What's everyone's favorite polish and pad combo? Eric, pick up some Last Cut. Pick up a couple different pads from the Rag Company. There's a great kit that we have, the Reflection Artist kit, that has a number of different pads that you can just buy. and just start playing with it. Figure it out. Start learning.
The fun
Do
thing
some panels. Work on some different spots.
The fun thing about the last cut is you can use the same product and get so many different kinds of results just based on the pad you're using.
Yep.
So it's something fun to experiment, develop your skills, and that's really the best way to do it.
Or buy that and buy maybe a couple Rupes pads.
Mm-hmm.
Or buy a couple of the Lake Country pads,
Yeah.
the HDOs, and just figure it out. Or,
Buff and
Eric, run down to the junkyard. Take the wife's Suburban, go down to the junkyard, pull a hood, and section it out. And, like, make some tape marks and mark out, like, this is this pad and this product, or this is this pad plus last cut. This is this pad with last cut, then followed by this pad with last cut. And that way you can kind of see and then run your light over it. That's the easiest way to learn.
Agreed.
Done and done.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ethan says, gotta have the water softeners.
Yeah.
And Levi.
G. Davis, back again, saying, I'll hope you'll recognize that Alex DeWar winning the Canadian Innovation Award for 2023. His Zamboni Pony was voted the #1 new product by the bored housewives and confused young men of Saskatoon.
What a panel.
Gary from Long Island saying,
crap.
any difference between T1 durable tire gel from G-Technic and OptiBond tire gel? How come these products aren't spoken about often? Just curious. So, T1 durable tire gel, we don't speak about it often because some people don't care for gel dressing. It's available.
I use T2.
Yeah,
I
I
use
use T2
T2
also, but
Yeah.
OptiBond tire gel is still
It's great.
my favorite tire dressing, period. And the best way to use it is in an air gun with either an HVLP or an air gun or a dressing gun mixed 1-to-1 with water because you barely use any of it. And Gary, I've used it for, 10 years. I used to use it in my shop. It had a home there, and it was an amazing product because of the ability that this tire gel works. Unbelievable.
It guarantees the best coverage using spray.
It's chemically designed to bond with the rubber. It bonds with the rubber, but then it also kind of has this weird expanding foam action where you spray a light mist on and then it like multiplies on the tire. And then you can let it sit, and you can let it sit overnight, or you can let it sit for an hour, or you can just wipe it off and your tire has a nice matte finish, a nice glossy sheen, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can build it out. It's a buildable shine. But it's amazing how little you have to use. And you can spray, especially in HVLP, you can spray the inner fender wells, you can spray all this stuff, and it's water-based. So if you get any on the car, it just wipes off.
right up.
Yeah.
Really easy
Yeah.
without smearing or adding. It's awesome.
So frankly, the reason you may not hear us talk about that stuff as much is we get, I don't want to say sidetracked, but we have so many different things that we address all the time that just because we haven't mentioned something doesn't mean we don't like it.
Yeah,
and
Gary,
I feel bad for anybody who thinks that's the case. It's not.
Gary, you can go back in the archive and watch us spray the tire dressing.
Yeah.
You can watch us use it
Yeah.
in the studio, make videos about it. It was one of our, it still is probably our favorite product.
It's good stuff.
If we say we
Yeah.
like something and we've been impressed by it in the past, this is something I want to emphasize to people who may watch and go, oh, somebody, these guys said they liked something else now, this new thing. Must mean they don't like that other thing. It's not a zero-sum game. Nobody's saying just because we like a new thing that we don't like the old thing. I want to say if we've ever been impressed or said we've been impressed by a given product, unless we explicitly say we are no longer impressed because something changed, we still like that. That's what I'm going to throw out there for anybody listening. So put that on the record.
Yeah.
Have it be known.
There you go.
You're good.
Superauto says, Levi, that sounds like Coots Lake, not far from here. Might be, you never know.
Yikes.
JP says, what's with the sudden emergence comeback of rotaries being used more and more frequently? Thought DA was the pinnacle, pros and cons. Rotary has always been the main thing. JP, the thing you got to understand is in most body shops, that's all they use. And any color sanding that you do, that's usually the first step. The main reason is you can get a smoother finish quicker, faster, with less headache. You do create holograms, but with a lot of practice, you can get those holograms out. I've been using a rotary for 27 years. It's still one of my favorite tools to use. I taught Anthony how to pick up a bead on it. It's
true.
literally an amazing, amazing tool. But for those of us that have been using rotaries for so long, my hands are different shapes now because of those. My elbows are different shapes now, and my shoulders are different shapes now because of the rotaries, because of the heavy use I did with them. I like DAs because there's a lot less I have to do. There's
it
a lot
takes
less,
some of the guesswork out.
A lot less muscle power that I have to use with a rotary. I'm holding and I'm fighting the opposite spin.
You're maintaining the balance
I'm
rather
trying
than
to work it,
the tool.
and I'm using my muscles and my joints. Where on a dual action, I'm literally setting that trigger lock and I'm just lightly holding onto it and guiding it to where it needs to go. So a lot of people like it because rotary is a skill, and a lot of detailers need to learn it. It's one of the original ways. I mean, guys were using rotaries back in the 20s and 30s polishing new cars off the line. So it's a skill set. The difference is rotaries nowadays are much, much lighter than they used to be.
Well, you also have to remember that a rotary polisher was able to restore the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
That's wrong.
What was? Oh, it was a
big old
A
buffer.
random
It was
orbital.
a random orbital buffer. That's what it was. It wasn't,
Shaken,
it wasn't a
shaky.
rotary.
So
You're right.
Shake and spin.
Speaking and
it was.
okay, this is
But the way they did that, they actually used a rotary to get that 50-50, and then they gave another polisher to a guy and go, all right, just
pretend you're using this.
Just let this thing jiggle you.
You know the scene I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
I
right?
know
Where
it
it's like
perfectly.
they restored the paint. You're like, that's not possible.
I was in the
with that
theater
machine.
watching that when it came out as a detailer of almost a decade
there's a
going,
detailing scene in this.
that's
What?
not right. That's not right at all.
Well,
we
I'm
need a
pretty sure
subject
it's a
matter
brand new
expert.
paint job. I mean, let's just be honest here.
Also that. So JP, one other thing I want to point out, and this is less detailing related, but more to like the media literacy kind of angle of it, which is, okay, what's with the sudden emergence / comeback? The rotaries have been around, but they're kind of getting noticed again because everything that's old is new again.
Like I said, it's getting
about
lighter.
it. Yeah,
Technology's increased.
There
The
have been
motors have
updates
increased.
that make them more compelling to people who maybe didn't give them a chance before. But it's kind of like electric cars, right? Like you think electric cars are this new thing for people who don't
Electric
pay
cars
attention to
were the first cars.
I was going to say, some of the very first cars were either steam powered or electric powered. You had the Baker Electric, stuff like that. But basically, early 1900s, electric cars outnumbered petrol
no,
cars.
because gasoline
by a
wasn't
massive shot. And the
Gasoline
infrastructure didn't
wasn't thought
exist
as a
for them.
viable fuel,
Right.
Because it was runoff. It was a waste product
Correct.
from refining kerosene, and they were like, "We don't. What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, we just got this weird stuff.
We're just trying it
We're
out.
just pour it in the river."
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, maybe we
glad they've
could do
improved since
something
then.
with it," and that's how gas came about. But previous
So-
to that, like Dane said, all vehicles were steam or electric powered.
But the point being, to somebody who's just in the looking at cars today and isn't like a big car enthusiast who doesn't know the history so much, you might be confused into thinking that electric cars are this new thing when they are not.
No.
And well before Teslas, there were still electric cars even in the 70s, 80s, not you name it, there was a time for them. But they feel like they're this new thing because they're getting pushed so much with all the regulation. Anyway, the point is, they've always existed. It's just a matter of what kind of coverage they get. So they're kind of on the mind when really they've been there all along. It's just a matter of what's getting pushed
also,
into your periphery.
Technology. You've got products like the Udos, where you're able to add other variations. So you're able to add a rotary and you're able to add a long throw, short throw DAs. The Makita has the capability of being a short throw polisher and a rotary, or a forced rotation and a rotary. So you've got tools that are able to combine motions because of gearing, because of the design. So yes, that does help make more tools go, oh wait, that's a rotary? Oh. But the main rotaries like Flex and Rupes made them much lighter, much easier to use and handle. The Pixie is a rotary option. The Nano has a rotary option.
The simplicity of the mechanics of a rotary are very appealing to a lot of people.
That too.
There's just less moving stuff in it compared to other polishers.
True.
But the skill level differs, and you need to learn some skills to go with it. Anyway, that was just kind of a fun
Oliver
aside.
says, I just saw a Facebook ad for that Exoforma. Never seen it before. Acrylic based. Ad says good for a year, which sounds unrealistic. It's probably good for a year. It's just you probably can't put anything else on it. So, and then Super Auto, speaking of gassing, JP has a question for Anthony. And then Joey Belinsky loving the quail uniforms this year, giving off a real Disneyland hot dog. Stick
They're
vibes.
always
Are they different?
interesting.
'Cause
I don't know.
I saw the normal
I actually
quail.
didn't look that closely at them.
I saw the normal shirts that we always wore, which were the black and gray.
That's what I saw, the black and gray.
Detail Mafia style shirts.
Yeah, I am trying to see.
The 2 years ago, we all got these gray polos that were horrible, and this year,
sweat shone through real quick. Wearing a
this
backpack
year
was a mistake.
Last year was just those shirts, but with a 30th anniversary badge,
Right? Yeah.
and a Broad Arrow Group badge.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anybody that's posted anything recently.
But yeah,
of
those are the shirts we have here.
Noted.
Yeah, I'm
Han
not
saying
seeing anything.
OptiSeal on inside of the glass might help. That's another good one. You can use OptiSeal for that. Like we said, or even Bead Maker. Either one are going to be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Super Auto 2K, Anthony.
Weight gainer also with off gassing. Slop dogs. Yes. Eddie Cologne says, eat some bread, bro. With the Jenny O Butterball turkey and call it good. Oh, man.
Kirby, Anthony, how many hours did you and Gabe work on that PPF removal?
Oh.
Was the
that thing.
PPF clear, or had it been turned brown or cracked?
Oh, it turned brown in certain areas, right, where the sun baked it the most. It was cracked. You'll see the video. The video is
There's a video coming.
The video is coming
that
out.
focuses on that
And
exact thing.
it was utter pain for 8 hours. I mean, with two people essentially, and we had Sid jump in to help as well.
It was a team effort. At a point.
Kelly Mencken was
Kelly
there.
helped
Kelly
too,
was
yeah.
there to help as well.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy even helped for a few minutes, but it was.
You had everybody but me because I was not
I
going
didn't
to
either
touch
because
it.
I had to
You
work
did.
on a project.
Yeah, I didn't want to touch it.
So we had to have a process of people steaming while some people are pulling, some people are using the heat gun while some people are pulling. It took forever, but once the PPF was off, that was like the big thing, was trying to get all of it off. But then what we didn't realize is that we were jumping into another battle, which was the adhesive. And the adhesive, that was truly painful. Yeah, truly painful. Which you guys, there was a video on the adhesive removal. It looks like everything went really well in the video, like it was a fun game, but truly it was rough. The Ulex did arguably the most amount of work, but also softened the clear the most. I mean, to the point to where I did feel uncomfortable using a plastic razor blade. I did pull off paint using a plastic razor blade. So T was just was a much better option for that. Now, for reference, because there is a couple other products from the Coach Chemi lineup, including Orange Power. Orange Power is fantastic for probably more light adhesive removal, stickers, things
bumper
like
stickers, stuff like
things
that.
such as that, right? Where you don't need something that's super aggressive. I think T is probably more aggressive than Orange Power, which is hence why we use T. T was amazing for what it was, but didn't cut through things like Ulex. But it was the trade-off of, do you have the experience to use Ulex the way we were using it and feel comfortable?
Ulex was like the nuclear option.
Or do you not and want to go with the safer option that is T, but have essentially a slower result or a slower process getting to the final result? So, but I know you're working on PPF removal right now, Kirby, and I wish you luck, man. I don't want to do what I did again on that bumper probably ever again, and it wasn't worth it. I mean, that bumper just went up in my storage attic. I mean, with Grant Hawtree's family, because it was an extra bumper I got for free. But because it was an extra bumper that could come into my life that my body shop friend said, hey, this came off of a car. It's quite literally in perfect structural shape. It's got a couple little paint, issues with it, but it's covered in PPF. Remove the PPF, I wonder how good it is. I removed the PPF, and we were like, holy smokes, this paint is almost perfect. Yeah. And it was almost perfect until I took some gouges out of it, and it made certain things worse. But structurally, I have a OEM bumper in my attic that can be resprayed and put on a car.
Doesn't even need that much of a respray. I mean...
No, honestly, it's better than my bumper was, the condition my bumper was in when I first got it. So, Sam Taylor says, Eric Beasley, my go-to is a Rupes Yellow Wool and Rupes Uno Advance.
All right.
And then Joshua Kent says, since Anthony is sharing nutritional facts and opinions, what food you recommend to someone trying to lose weight but still want to feel full? Thanks. Oh man, this is the problem that I always had was what food do I eat to feel full, but also lose weight. Oats were amazing in the morning. Oats are gonna make you feel the fullest for longest. Like you can ride off of a oat shake because it's so dense for like, I don't know, like just you try to eat a half a cup of oats. It's hard to eat a half a cup of oats. It's hard to eat a full cup of oats, right? But you will feel full for roughly 3 hours, after consuming it. So that's one good thing. An apple can curb your appetite extremely well. One apple. All you need is one apple. It'll curb your appetite really well. Sugar-free Jell-O is a godsend at nighttime. So sugar-free Jell-O with sugar-free whipped cream.
Most whipped cream is pretty much sugar-free.
Or no?
No, I mean like in terms of sugar-free for folks.
Oh, yeah.
Like the carb count on
you could do a fat-free whipped cream, whatever's going to keep your calories low. But you could take a sugar-free Jell-O with a fat-free or sugar-free whipped cream.
Yeah.
Eat that at night.
Well, also, what about the fact, like, whenever you get a craving and you're not really sure if you're actually hungry or not, drink some water and see if your mind changes.
Yeah, you drink some water. You could do that. Other things that you could do, lose weight but feel full. You could have some like a chicken bouillon, whatever the heck you want to call it, like a kind of like a soup, but without it being soup. Yeah. You're gonna have to get some sodium, but I mean basically chicken broth. It can make you feel kind of full because it's just mostly liquid. It doesn't have a lot of calories to it. And then just carrots, celery, cucumbers, any type of fruit like that. And
how about some kombucha while you're at it? Love a good kombucha, but that's not really the point.
There's a lot of tricks that you can do. I beat those tricks down. I use those tricks so many times to where now I'm aware of what I'm trying to do to my body, and I'm like, I don't want this. This isn't
like I'm not falling for this.
This won't make me happy. I know how this works. Get out of here. I don't want any more pickles.
Stupid healthy things.
But on that note, we are going to go to a brief halfway point break here. We get to enjoy some commercials from us as well as our brand partners. So as always, get those questions ready for the second half. We're going to make it weird, and we will see you in just a few minutes.
Grab some cauliflower. right, hello, and welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday. I'm your host, Dane Henna. To my right, Levi Gates. To my left, Anthony Fisher. You know the rest. We are here, hopefully making it a little bit fun, a little bit weird. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But anything before we get to the comments, guys?
Not really, outside of, it's kind of weird seeing two shirtless pictures of me in the same... general area here.
We didn't make that decision. You did when you took your shirt off and posted.
One of these days, there's going to be a year.
One of these days, it's going to be one of me doing these. Dane and I should recreate those poses.
We should just
we do our
Photoshop our heads onto that.
Or don't we just do it as us, and then we can have ours around. We'll have Nate photograph us, and we'll recreate a lot of Anthony's shots.
Yeah. I'm going to look like a Bloodhound Gang album cover. That's not good.
That's not great either. I have spots on my chest where they've shaved my chest when I went to the hospital the last time.
I still got the areas and the ports when they did my surgery.
We had a good time.
We arranged some things.
Great.
We're going to look the best.
I'm just saying that it'd be nice just to not be alone up there. You know what I mean?
But you're not alone. We got a picture of us over there. We got a picture on this side of us.
It's all kinds of stuff.
We're all with you.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Superato saying a less aggressive decontamination towel or sponge would be a better choice than clay. Correct?
Ethan thinks so.
If he means what he probably means, Superato is a less aggressive decontamination. If you had the ability to have a towel or a sponge, yes, in the sense that a chemical decon is far safer than a mechanical decon. However, our Ultra Clay towel...
What is the trade-off there?
Anthony, our Ultra Clay towel is the perfect.
So, I personally think that with the right lubrication and using our Ultra Clay products, that you can still get away with a marless, scratchless finish if the appropriate actions are done right.
Agreed.
Right? But to a less aggressive decontamination towel, I don't know what you mean by a particular decontamination.
I think when it says clay, it's referring to a bar, whereas the other, he's saying towel or sponge. So he's comparing a bar to a towel or sponge.
So if it's compared to a bar, absolutely.
Which 100%. Is what I was saying before, is that the bar is usually the most aggressive.
So, for example, there's some great lubricants out there that will provide plenty of glide for any of our Ultra Clay products. And if you're using a properly broken in Ultra Clay product with a lot of lubrication, I don't know. You would have to either be catching something really abrasive, or you would have to get something lodged into that particular perforated clay side to cause some significant damage. I don't know. I've done some testing with clay and like Optimum Car Wax, for example, which is a crazy good clay lubricant, which you can basically do an all-in-one clay and wax in one step. I've never seen marring induced from that. Using, for example, like a really like high lubrication car soap's fantastic as well. And then dousing, so I'm talking like literally dousing something in clay lube, whether it's paint gloss, whether it's Absolute or ONR or whatever it is at clay dilution, and just using an overabundant amount of clay lube can also significantly reduce the chance of doing any marring. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Joshua Kent says, I was compounding a friend's semi-truck, tan in color, clear coat completely filled on top of hood, and I was getting a lot of black stuff coming out with the compounded polish. Any idea why?
It's dirt.
Probably dirt. Get dirt in the paint.
It's weird to say, because you could be like, no, I washed it, and now I'm compounding it. When the clear coat is failed, dirt gets so lodged into the pigment that it doesn't matter. You're going to get so much off. And if you were hitting with a semi-truck, you may have been hitting some of the polished, some of the stainless steel and some of the chrome.
That's
you'd be pulling some of the black off of that too.
That's probably more likely. Yeah. Okay. G. Davis says, Luke Berge also supports morning protein intake. A bunch of fried chicken and a Mr. Pibb enjoyed in a local truck stop men's room.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's...
It's a choice.
It's an image in my head.
Yeah, it's fun.
In Pennsylvania. Yep.
Superato, I prefer silly putty. not for vehicles, just to play with and transfer comic strips from a newspaper. There you go,
There you
man.
go.
Dan Smith, super chat.
Whoa, Dan.
$50.
Whoa.
Thank you, Dan. We really appreciate that, man.
Very gracious.
Thank you so
Appreciate it. 3M Auto Spa LLC saying, hello, family from 3M Auto Spa LLC out of Richmond, California.
much. Yeah. Hello.
Nice.
Then Dan saying, I'm traveling to Oregon in October. May I stop by on my way through Idaho to say hi and buy stuff? Of course, Dan.
Yes.
Now, I will say, pick it on a weekday, because if you do it on the weekend,
we're closed on the weekends.
We aren't here. Saturday, they're working, but we aren't here on Saturday, so.
You got to go.
Just
You got
adds
to
up.
pull up to the front. You got to go in there
During business
buy
hours.
some stuff, order online, do a in-store pickup,
We
and then
may
just
actually have our
ask-
storefront done by October.
Oh, we might.
Yeah,
we might too.
that's true.
Just tell people to say, hey, I want to meet Anthony and Levi. They'll come and grab us.
Yeah,
I mean,
they'll
Pretty
figure it
simple.
out.
or and Dane or whoever you want to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll come and grab you. Let's see. We've got Eddie Clone says, send me the text, my guy.
Will do, Eddie.
And then Edmund Iverson says, congratulations, Carly. You're making a positive influence on those young
Nice.
people's lives.
Well, that's nice,
Very
Ed.
nice,
Thank
Ed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then Ethan Bland said something. And then Humberto said, felicidades en el nuevo trabajo. Congratulations on the new job to Carly. And then Joshua Kent, has anyone tried putting PNS Swift in an IK foamer?
Haven't, no.
No.
That's one product I was debating it, but because of the protection aspect and because it kind of has a, it'll kind of coat whatever it's in, I didn't necessarily want to do that in the IK foamer for fear that it would get lodged within the tubes and within the orifices.
I could see that.
Nobody likes a clogged orifice.
I know
No.
that.
You know what
Clogged
I'm
tubes are
saying?
bad.
Well, you don't know
Starts-
which way the stream's going to come
Well,
out.
you never know, right? And that's the problem, is that it can split the stream.
Reverse flow would be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Auto says, congrats, Carly. And
Thanks, Super
then
Auto.
we got Hans saying good luck. We got some thank
Saying,
you.
good luck, Lady MOS, the Madam of Sweetness.
Wow,
Oh,
that's,
nice.
that's
Carly saying thanks.
quite nice of you to say, Hans.
Thank you, guys. Ethan, Eric, Beasley, I like DIY Detail Gold Standard in a waffle pad. Super simple system for a beginner to learn on. Yes, that... Oh,
Good
man, that
call.
gold standard is pretty much the gold standard. I will tell you that. It's good stuff. Aaron's, what's up?
Hey.
No time, no see. Aaron, you've been disappeared for a while. Detailing in Los Angeles is going to be going to suck since it's going to be in the mid-80s and sometimes in the 90s. That is perfect
worse.
detailing weather, buddy.
I was
could
gonna say,
be
let's
worse.
see,
Enjoy it.
it is 100 degrees right now, and it's supposed to top out at 102.
Kirby
today.
Thompson's detailing in 110 degrees. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, Kirby's really...
and he's a lot older than you.
Joshua Kent says, what air compressor do you guys have? Do they work well blowing a car with your Tornador? So yes, we do have a great air compressor here. It is a California Air Tools 20-gallon
Yeah, it's a 20-gallon with dual motors
with dual motors. So
or dual
it
pumps.
fills up
so.
quick, and it's quite nice. But other than that, me and Levi have our Husky 4-gallon air compressors at
They're
home.
silent flows.
Silent flows, and
They have the California Air Tools pumps on them.
yeah. And I've never ran a Tornador on. I don't think it'd probably work very well.
You need more air volume.
Yeah, I would need a sister tank, right? I would need a sister.
You
maybe
need to
some
sister a couple tanks
cool
together.
propane tanks together,
You
right?
could.
Have a stream of propane tanks.
You
holding
could.
my air.
Honestly, if you go to Home Depot, they've got a large propane
I
tank
know
that's like
they
this
do.
big. You could
want
buy
it.
that, put it in one of those corners,
Yeah.
and then just run an airline into it.
Yeah, I know. I could.
Get some fittings, run it in. You got that second accessory port,
I do. I just
and it would just fill.
don't think it would look weird.
No, it's
I mean,
white. You paint it white.
It'd
You wouldn't
be
see
like a
it.
torpedo in my garage.
Well, you could paint it like a torpedo and look pretty cool in the
guess
garage,
I
like a piece of
could.
art.
Eric Beasley says,
but-
"Thanks for the suggestion, boys."
I was just gonna say though, but back to the air thing.
Yeah.
The biggest thing with with running an air tool like that, with a Tornador or a blowgun or something like that, what you need is the ability to refill the tank fast,
or have enough volume. that you
volume.
can be sucking and blowing, and have it be reproducing more air.
So my garage, I've got the 4-gallon tank.
Dane.
I've got a 4-gallon tank. I've got a 10-gallon tank, and I've got two 10-gallon tanks.
Yeah,
So I got 24 gallons of air.
it's a lot of air.
Yeah.
What mine does is I'm able to use a Tornador type gun on half of a car.
Yeah.
So I can take my main air gun, my main blower,
Bam.
blow everything out, right?
Okay.
Blow the whole interior out. Then I can change guns
Mm-hmm.
to the Tornador gun, and I can blast out
Yeah.
one side of the car,
Okay.
right? So I get one side blown out.
Yeah.
Then I unhook it, put my other gun in just in case. Depends on what the car is. I set it down or hang it up. I start vacuuming or getting
Let it
stuff
refill.
out. I let it refill, and then when I get done on that side, I go to the other side. I've got plenty of pressure and ready to rock and roll again.
Yeah.
And I blast out the other side and keep working.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's a great idea.
I have enough where I don't ever feel like I'm out of air, like I'm not having to wait.
Yeah.
It does take a lot longer because what I would like to get next, get rid of the 3
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, or get rid of the 2 bigger tanks, keep the small one, and get a larger Husky silent flow air compressor, like a 20 gallon or 15 gallon. Put that in there, sister it with the 4, and then I've got 2 Husky silent flow pumps
Yeah.
filling up those 20 gallons, and then I don't have any issues.
Yeah.
So,
You'll never be mad about having a good compressed air
and those
source.
Husky silent flows are such a good deal.
Mine,
great
I don't-
price.
I don't know what I paid. What I paid like $200 for mine
Yeah.
or something like that. It's literally never let me down. I haven't changed the oil on it.
I've never done it on mine either.
I haven't done any maintenance on it. I have my little filter, my little catch filter for like rust and things like that. That'll moisture. I vent that out. Outside of that though, dude, it runs like day one when I first got it.
I haven't done anything, and mine runs
And
nonstop.
yours was on always.
Mine's almost always
Use
on.
it a lot.
Yeah.
I got a
And
lot of hours behind mine.
So let's just say that
So far,
it's
so
a good
good.
testament.
Yeah,
to
I
the
like
product.
always having air on tap.
Yeah. Eric Beasley says, "I wish I had it. It's only 80s and 90s here in
Ugh.
Louisiana. It's supposed to be 107 tomorrow and Saturday."
There you
Eric,
go,
oh
man.
my
Try and stay
God.
cool, man.
God
Yeah.
bless.
Fine
Graham
shade.
Marshall says, "What would be the preferred towel to apply PNS paint gloss?"
Any of our towels, the Terry towel, the FTWs, a 365, a 300,
Pearl, Eagle, whatever.
Pearl Eagle,
Creatures.
any of them, because paint gloss is such a simple product to spray on, wipe off. Any of the towels work for
so
it.
it's
It
very
shouldn't
easy.
smear on
Flashes
the
off
area,
very
I think.
easily.
Yeah.
Ethan says, Joshua Kent, I have the Rigid 4.5. It's the best budget option for running a Tornador, in my opinion.
There you go.
Okay.
Good.
It's a good one. Graham says, Hans told Graham.
Hans
FTW.
FTW.
Gary, so my next question is regarding OptiBond is what did you see in terms of longevity? OptiCoat tire gel lasts roughly 1 week before fading. OptiBond lasts significantly longer, especially when you mix it 1-to-1 and you spray it on and you let it sit. Gary, I'm serious, man. You will go crazy when you do this.
Also,
very
too,
awesome.
is as far as OptiCoat tire gel, you should be seeing a lot longer at OptiCoat tire gel.
Probably need to clean it.
Use Power Clean, scrub those tires.
Yeah.
I'm talking like scrub them.
Cleaner the tires, the better.
Clean the tires. It should stick and last.
The biggest thing with OptiBond and OptiCoat is with OptiBond tire gel, once it attaches itself to the rubber, it doesn't like other dressings, and it won't like other dressings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go that route, clean the tire really well, use OptiBond, and you'll never have to worry again. But you have to keep using OptiBond. What I found was when I stopped using OptiBond for a while to use other dressings, it wasn't until I had to really clean my tires and let them really dry and strip and not run anything on and let the UV kind of break some of that up before I could start applying tire dressings to get anything to last. So Hans wants to know, how many towels do I need to buy to get a custom towel?
It's not how many towels you buy total over the lifetime of your purchasing arrangement. It's how many you buy at one time. The MOQ is what determines a
It's a
custom
lot.
towel.
It's a lot,
And
Hans.
the MOQ is high, and it differs from style to style. So if you're looking for something completely custom, you're talking about a boatload, possibly literally.
Yeah.
King Haswell. I've been using Diamond Body 36 and I love it. However, found a high spot a week later. I polished it, knocked it down, redid that portion. Feeling more confident as I use it. Excellent. You did it perfect, man. Good work.
Nice.
Gary saying, essentially, Levi, I'm looking for a replacement for a long-lasting dressing in our store we can no longer get. OptiCoat tire gel seems comparable so far. Gumi as well. Both are that way. Gumi but from Stiarnagloss, same thing. Clean the tire properly, use forced, scrub it, apply Gumi. The more that you apply and the longer you let it sit, the more gloss you're going to achieve, and the better it's the longer it's going to last. Because you got to remember, you can have a clean matte tire, but you're never going to have a clean matte tire for like 6 to 8 weeks. You have to wash the tire again.
Yeah.
But if you provide enough coating on there, you can let it enough to bond and form with that rubber to then wash it or clean it off to get that matte finish if you go really shiny.
Yeah. True.
Aaron's Griot's Garage and Porter Cable Polisher is a detailer, nostalgia second to a rotary polisher. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Now time to figure out what page I'm on. Let's see. These are 30 minutes. That is okay. There we go. All right. So I think we're somewhere around here. Oh, dear. G. Davis. Dane told me he's always in the wrong place to meet Miss Wright. He's at Bark and Purr. She's at PetSmart. He's at Express Cafe. She's at Denny's. He's at Spearmint Rhino. She's not working that night. Oh, man.
That is too funny, G. Superauto says, Ivan is solely responsible for the resurgence of the Rotary.
He has been pushing the Rotary.
Then Dino says, chiming in as boss is not around, working night shift. I think Rotary is the best thing, and more people see it now as a quicker option.
There you go.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Depends on whose hands it's in. Let's see. We got a little back and forth conversation. We got some talk from Jeff C. We've got Kirby here. Anthony, any tips to touch up that clear coat, that bold? In the TUX video.
On my...
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
it was
what
PPF
I
removal,
pulled, like
so.
I pulled down to straight bare plastic on that video, like straight, literally, like it pulled off clear paint primer. Gosh, if it's just clear, you could try putting a little bit more clear on over that area, depending on how big the spot is. You could try to Dr. Color chip it if you want to Dr. Color chip it. I feel pretty confident that I could probably, if I was down to just base coat, I could apply a little bit more clear to that area, let it set up, and then lightly sand, polish, and call it good. But yeah, it depends on how big it is. Dr. Color chip I like for most touch-up because I can just blend it pretty well and I can be happy with the result. But something where it's maybe just pure clear disappearing, probably get away with just, taking a brush, lightly brushing in some clear, letting it kind of level at the best I can get it without having too many ripples in it, and then letting it cure completely, sanding it, and then polishing it out. I think I could probably make it look pretty decent.
Okay.
Joey Belinsky says, shameless plug, Eddie and I will have Ivan on our podcast today. Hope you guys will hang out if you're available.
No, that's great. Joey, we support your shameless plug. I will
When did Eddie and Joey get a podcast?
I was going to say, that's news to me, but...
I literally just, this is, when did this happen?
Who knows?
So, Joey...
Is this a real plug?
Before someone else gets, any ideas, I want to say, for our regulars, the folks that we know, we count on you, you're here, you support the show, I'm cool with a shameless plug. If somebody randomly pops in and just starts plugging their show and we don't know them from Adam, that would be a problem. But so as not to encourage strangers.
You got to be a friend of the program.
I was going to say, if you're in the face of it,
Is this actually how?
I
am shocked to hear this.
Apparently.
Eddie Cologne
Yeah.
and Joey Belinsky started a podcast together.
That's awesome.
Did they come together from our podcast?
Yes.
I like to think we fostered that relationship.
Yeah.
I like to think we fostered many, including Alex Stewart and Jamie the Cleaner's podcast,
yes.
also
That
known as
definitely-
the Cleaner Cast,
Yeah.
right?
That definitely was one.
That is crazy to me.
Love to hear that.
Fostering
I hope
other
it's real.
podcast relationships.
That's right. Aaron saying, I see people still doing battle between McKees and 914 and Optimum No Rinse.
It never
it's never going
ends.
to end. Eric Beasley saying 100 plus projected for the next week. We're roasting low and slow. Ethan says, I'll be there, JB.
Nice.
Rick says, hello, everyone. It's been a crazy day.
Well, welcome, Rick.
Going on.
Jamie the Cleaner says, or G. Davis says, Jamie the Cleaner enjoyed the bougie after party so much last night. He filled his pink pant pockets and leftover duck pate and chicken tendies.
I'm not gonna lie, G. I wish
Tony, it's true, G, but instead of chicken tenders, it was churros. We snuck out of the VIP section.
Those darn
For what
churros.
it's worth, I wish that was there. No, I do miss that party because it was truly the most out of place I've ever felt at an event.
Right.
Because I'm not
hanging out with the CEOs,
I'm not
movers
that,
and shakers
not
of the
that
automotive
bougie.
industry.
I'm in planes. I'm in private jets. Right. I'm walking around. People are asking me what I fly. Nate Schrum
Nate
is telling
had the
them,
funniest response I've
telling
ever
them
heard in that
we
situation.
fly Alaska, and I say that's not what you're supposed to say.
They're like, oh, what do you fly?
And-
Wondering if he's going to say Citation or Lear.
And it's also going to the endless amount of food, carts and things like that, and trying not to look super out of place, but also trying to get as much as you possibly can without it looking trashy.
We were raised as poor kids.
Well, I was raised
as poor kids that needed food.
I was raised as if it was something good, you probably don't get a lot of it,
Right,
so try to get
100%.
as much of it as you can.
Take your
right?
chance to get
Mine
the
was I had to
paella.
get it before someone stole it.
Like when they got the caviar walking around that's covered in gold little
No,
flakes.
it was sturgeon
I'm like,
caviar with gold flake in it.
Yeah,
I
I
have
hung out
never
last year.
in my life had anything remotely that bougie
Last year I
until
hung out
that
at
party.
this pig. It was
Yeah.
a straight up pig on a table.
Oh, full
Yeah,
on
you said
luau,
it was a
yeah.
roasting. It was a roasted
Yeah,
pig.
and I just sat there and I had a plate and I just asked for more pig.
When they asked you to stop biting into the pig as it was
Well,
roasting.
I kept trying to sneak it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they said it's
'Cause I had
very
my knife
obvious.
with me, and so I was like trying to just
Cut
hold
part.
the knife.
You're
as
trying
it
to
would,
butcher it yourself.
Yeah, it was like spinning, and I was like trying to cut it as it was going, and they were like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" And I, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you licked your knife.
yeah, I had to lick it before
Yeah.
I closed it because it was so sweet.
So it's
That
delicious.
communal paella bowl is something else. though.
But
I think
It was
it's
literally a bowl of pineapples and pork. How was I
love
supposed to not walk away from that spot?
Yeah. No,
And-
that's what I'm saying though. Is that was the
the
funnest
beer with
part.
your face on it in
The
the
beer with
foam.
my face on
Literally
it. Or
printing
I would
in the
go
foam.
to the Japanese
Suntory whiskey was
that
amazing.
Japanese whiskey place, and they go, "Would you like another one?" I go, "Is there a limit? Like, are you gonna cut me off?"
No, because tickets are $800 a person.
I'm
They
like, you're
figured
not
if
gonna-
you're there, then
Because if you're not
you
going to
get
cut
all
me off,
you
I'm going
want.
to keep it going
Yeah.
and give me more. I would like you to carve my ice in sharper lines, please. And so my demands were ridiculous by the end of the night, right? Like I thought I was running that place, which was probably a very
You
unhealthy
slowly
behavior.
become a monster because of all
It
this.
was. I can't be
The
rich,
opportunity
Dave.
you're
I
given.
can't be rich. It won't be good for my mental health.
Oh man!
G saying
Oh, we got that.
Mazel the Gazelle, and then Daytona saying looking in to getting a 1-inch polisher. Should I go with the Nano or the Pixie? I would recommend
either one,
Yeah,
but
either one.
Either one, but man, the Pixie's got some freaking power, but the Nano is also amazing.
I would say the Pixie because it can go from a 3-inch to a 1-inch.
Yeah,
That's a good call.
that's a good call. That's a good call.
Where the Nano cannot do the 3-inch.
Yeah.
It's
And
a 1 or 2.
the Nano is a every once in a while machine. The
It's
the Pixie
very
could be a daily
specific.
machine for you.
Yeah.
But the Nano's an every once in a while machine, but I will admit there are times where you go, I really wish I had.
Well, the Nano
little
can
Nano.
do things that the Pixie couldn't necessarily just
Yeah.
because of the form factor.
Then the attachments too.
Yeah.
The Nano has all
You have
these
a
weird
variety.
attachments for sanding and all these other cool things
Brushes and
Yeah.
other stuff.
that make it really cool.
So
Yeah.
each have their pros and cons. It's just a matter of which ones matter to you.
Aaron says, since you did the hot dog hangout, no one out hot dog the Costco hot dog. Yes, it's Pizza Hut motto. No one out pizza the Hut.
Thanks, Aaron. Super Auto saying bone broth is great. My go-to is vanilla zero sugar yogurt with frozen wild
There you go.
blueberries.
Sounds
There you go.
delicious.
That's a good one. Yeah, talking about the Pixie. I've been looking at the Pixie. It seems more versatile because you can use it as a 3-inch. Yeah, like we
Yep.
said, it can become a daily tool. G. Davis, Tony Mazel, or should we say Tony Mazel,
Gazelle, the Gazelle.
used the opportunity of being around movers and shakers in Monterey to pitch his new Korean boy band app that also doubles as a Mexican restaurant locator.
Turns out those Alvaros
Hey,
everywhere.
Come over here. Let
Yeah.
me talk to you
Yeah.
about something I
Yeah.
got.
Let
me bend your ear for
making
a
money.
minute.
Let me. Yeah. Do you like Mexican restaurants?
Do you like Korean boy bands?
I do.
Why
Well, I
not
don't really
both?
listen to
Both.
both. Well, how about I get you into one by already being into the other, right?
Yeah.
My guy Kirby says, Daytona Wallace, if really need 1 inch, then consider the flexible shaft for the Pixie Kit.
Yeah,
allows
that's-
more work in tight spots.
That's
Kirby
true
knows.
too. Yep. That's
Yep.
that's the other great attachment ability that the Pixie has.
Yeah.
So, Joey Belinsky, hot and steamy quick connect action, courtesy of Veloci. Just cutting down to a minimum sodium in my diet this summer has dropped me 20 pounds. Wow.
Sodium is sneaky.
Still feeling full after my meals, but just being conscious of your intake can really assist with dropping those pounds.
There you go. Yeah, very good.
Neil White's calling you all abs, Anthony.
Not anymore, man.
And
Joey
then-
Belinsky says, Dane, where's your shirt from?
Detailer's Domain.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get it from
Great shirts.
detailersdomain.com.
Yep.
Actually, all of the Detailer's Domain shirts are their best. They're just
fun.
perfect shirts all the way around.
If you're a
They are.
detailer, you'll like them. They discover very quickly.
Except
you just
my
put-
Hot Wheels shirt has deteriorated
No.
significantly, right?
Mine has
But it looks...
Both of mine look great.
No, my Hot Wheels shirt is literally falling apart in
Oh.
pieces on the logo, but it looks like a tattered, like Mad Max
it
kind
looks
of
like
shirt
a vintage
now.
one.
And people look and they're like, "Oh, it's like Hot Wheels, but like more
I
like."
wonder if yours is a
Yeah.
fluke, 'cause
dystopian.
mine
And I
is
go,
held up
"No,
to wash
my-
is just fine.
Yeah.
Well, Dane, I need a new washer and dryer probably because my.
It's full of rocks.
Do you know what? Actually,
gravel.
no, not
It's
full of
just
rocks,
little
gravel.
spikes come out, they're
landscaping
shredding
rocks he
it.
has in his front yard? He throws
it
them.
it did me
Oh.
dirty. Do you know what happened? My polished pig shirt that I got
No.
from the UK.
No.
Okay, it shrunk, right?
Okay.
But it
How are
didn't.
you washing these
Listen-
clothes?
What is
Dude,
he doing?
How
That's
do you
what
keep
I'm
shrinking
freaking- That's
everything?
what I'm freaking saying to you people is that
You
my
pose as an
crap
expert in
shrinks-
videos on our channel telling people how to wash their towels. Now they can't trust
every
you
bit of
to
your
wash
clothes shrink.
All of my clothes are shrinking, and I don't know what is happening.
Are you drying them all
My
on hot?
wife
Yeah, how hot is
washes
he
my
doing
clothes, right? She has walked me through the regimen. It seems legit, right? It seems no different than what I would do.
What if you just took Levi Gates' advice?
Okay. Do you want me to, actually want me to complain for a quick second here, all right?
He wants to
Do
complain.
you know what my wife got?
I don't wash my
Okay,
clothes.
listen.
Carly washes
Do,
my
do
clothes.
you know what we got here in our family?
I wash my
in
own
my own
clothes, thank you
family that
very
I hate
much.
more than anything.
What?
I want to. You know how Matt Mormon feels about certain things? How he wants to chuck them out in the woods.
Yeah.
I want to chuck these things out in the woods.
Wash their
I
grass.
want to bury them. I want to burn them. I want to beat them to the ground to where they never ever existed. I want to find the creator of these. Find them as a child, right? Silence them. Not literally, but just say, "Hey, don't ever make this," right?
Wow.
Okay, they are hangers, right? They are hangers that have felt
Oh, so they're
things
grippy.
on them. The grippy hangers.
But why
Yeah.
do you use them?
Those can go in the freak. My wife loves them.
But
She
they're
thinks
for her clothes.
I actually have a
know.
lot of those at home.
I
I find
think
they're very
they
useful because
are
stuff slips off otherwise.
trash.
Why don't you get some
They
wood
are
hangers?
Garbage.
Get some wooden ones or plastic.
I would love any of those. But my
Wood is
wife,
good.
my wife got rid of all the plastic hangers because she said we're switching to these new grippy hangers. I said that's cool,
They're
right?
kind of flat,
like
and then they're
kind
felt
of flat
covered,
with
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I go, that's cool, right? And she goes, yeah. And then I used one. And I said. I looked at her,
Yeah.
and I was
got wood hangers for my
in
Dixons.
disgust. And
They're,
I
they're
said,
grippy. That's the whole
I
point.
said, this is going to stretch out the collar of every shirt I own.
Yeah.
Right? I can't hang dry one of these things coming out of the washer on this because it's going to absolutely destroy the elasticity of my collar. And she goes, you're being weird. She's like, none of your clothes, my clothes don't do that. And you go, you don't wear the tight collars like I do. Everything that you have
Is loose
comes
and
to
open.
a V or it's an open thing, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, I stopped handling my laundry purely for the reason that I hate these hangers so much that I refuse to
So,
touch them.
What if you went down to
Because-
Walmart tonight and bought yourself some new hangers?
She won't have it. She won't have it because she got rid of all the old hangers and she says,
Yeah, but
"This
you go, "These are
ruins
from
the-
mine
this
because it's on
ruins
my side of the
aesthetic
closet."
look of the
hold,
closet."
hold on, though. Do you not
But that's
have
not
like?
your. Do you have a different
I was
closet?
gonna say,
than
do you
her?
No,
not
we
have
have to
a-
share the same master closet.
Do you not have a
You- why don't
division
you
of
use-
clothes in that closet?
Why don't
Is there
you-
not a his and hers section?
Why
in
don't?
it? Should
Here's
you
another
not
option.
Just have your own.
You have
stuff?
an-
She
you have an
doesn't
office?
want multiple hangers.
You have an
The-
office. Why
this-
don't you just put all your clothes in that one?
Is she
put the hangers in
expecting
there?
someone to
Full-
come in
it's
and take?
full, it's full of motorcycle gear on hangers that are appropriate for motorcycle gear.
How much motorcycle gear do you have that you're using an entire bedroom closet?
Oh my god, I got a lot, man. I got a lot.
Why can't
but
that go out in the garage?
it can't because there's moths out there.
That's
I don't
what
want-
mothballs are for.
I don't want bugs getting on them.
Oh my gosh.
So what I'm
You can
trying
get
to
a net,
say
zip up and close
is that
Yeah.
my shirts are
It's been done
shrinking.
since the 1800s.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore. everybody says, "Oh, your shirts are shrinking, Anthony. Maybe you've just gained a little weight." I have gained a little weight, right? But it's not solely that reason, right? Everything is shrinking. So I'm going to start looking into a new washer and dryer set here before I know it, right? Because I need to fix this problem. Yeah. And then I'm also going to
just get something off of Craigslist.
There's also going to be like I don't know what you call it, like a hit on all of my hangers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make them disappear.
I see the hangers is like the main thing first.
Mm-hmm. I would actually, I would hire somebody to break into my house and steal all of my hangers, right? And so that.
Oh no, honey! Turns out we just
punch. She will go get them all fixed.
She goes. Somebody stole all the hangers in the house. I'm gonna go. That is sick. Are the
only
clothes
the
okay?
Felt ones.
She goes. Yeah, all the clothes are fine, but it was only the felt hangers. I go. That is so.
Turns
weird.
out there's a whole theft ring specifically targeting felt hangers. It's crazy.
We'll make like an advertisement or something.
I'm sorry.
Like,
we need
it
to
seem
put
like the police.
Garbage.
No, put out a next door post
They're
to create a
crap
fake
hangers.
scare.
Give me the glide. I want to be able to slip a hanger into my clothes.
Why can't you just have like no one notices the look? You can get the same color hangers that don't have the felt on them.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It's
Guys,
a piece
we're
of metal.
podcast.
I know.
All yours are T-shirts.
Doesn't matter. The felt will still end up on my shirts because there's an overabundance of the felt hangers to what will be the non-felt. Right?
my God.
It's kind of like they'll convert.
So my machines haven't screwed up any of my clothes. Consider just a nice Samsung washer and dryer.
Yeah, Dane. I know. I was trying to win some at our last company giveaway.
Those ones were
had.
very nice.
I would have been pumped on that.
Man, they had a steam function and everything. Man, that would have been so helpful for you.
Moving on here.
Gotta go. Have a great rest of the stream, says Ethan. Have
Thanks,
a good one,
Ethan.
Ethan.
In focus, never had any marring using my Ultra Clay towel or mitt used with rinseless. Just did it to my Camaro a few weeks ago, and that paint is flawless and not a single mark left.
There you go.
I even soaked the towel and mitt in rinseless. It's a perfect way to do it.
Yep.
Amy N saying, hello, I am new to cleaning my own vehicles. Any products and recommendations for me? I live in an apartment, so water is hard to get. Also, what do you recommend for both exterior and interior to keep clean? This, Amy, is where O&R or Absolute comes into play.
What is O&R for someone who doesn't know what it is?
Optimum No Rinse. You can pick it up on our website. It's a bottle of blue. It's blue. And then there's PNS's Absolute. Both products are highly dilutable, meaning you can get a 32-ounce bottle and you only use half an ounce per 2 gallons of water. You can get yourself a bucket. You can get some distilled water at the grocery store. You can have 2 gallons of distilled water in a bucket. You can pick up a sprayer or even a spray bottle. You can mix up your solution at 264 to 1. And you can then take the 256. I don't know why I had a brain fart there. Fill your bottle up from the bucket, spray the car down, dunk your towels, wipe your car down, pick up a dry towel, and dry your vehicle off. You can then use that same towel or another towel, wring it out, like clean it out, wring it out, and you can wipe down your dash, your door panels, your center console, your cup holders. You can do your windows with the spray bottle. You can spray it on, use some dry towels, hit it with that. It is the most versatile and easiest way to wash and care for your vehicle when you don't have access to water, when you're in a spot like an apartment complex, and it is the best and easiest way to take care of that.
If
and
you
then
only have one product, that's it.
if you only have one product, that's it. And then you can add any of the other toppers. You could add Bead Maker. You could add Inspiration Defender as your final step. You could even use Dream Maker. And you could just give it a spritz, wipe, and clean all the paint and glass and protect everything. It's super simple, super easy. All you got to do is watch some of our videos on our YouTube channel about rinseless washing.
Yep.
And what's your email in case you got more questions?
Dane at theragcompany.com.
And I'll be sure to redirect you to one of our expert detailers.
Just like his shirt says, he details.
I detail.
That's a fantastic question, Amy. So let's really balance this out with a non-detail related comment here, which is Steven, Andy, you look great on those pics, as if Top Chad from certain type of documentaries. I'm always intrigued when you talk about extra lubrication.
Oh, dear.
Again, we like balance here at the Rag Company.
That's right.
Q&A, and that's exactly what that is. G. Davis says, use the code Levi15 for a discount on ER nipple shaving.
And now we are misbalanced. We are out of balance.
Nurses Association.
We are no longer balanced.
And then Rick says, welcome, Amy.
Holy crap.
Spencer,
What
hey
a
guys,
lineup.
appreciate all the tongue scraper advice and tips.
Also
It's totally
off balance.
changed my life since you guys recommended it. No more morning coffee breath.
Oh, man.
I wonder how many
Yes.
tongue scrapers I could have sold.
You need
if
to
I
create a
I
new
need
link.
to create an affiliate link.
We
or
can
something
post it
like
on
that.
here.
But that was pretty.
You need to create your own tongue scraper is what you need to do.
I know. I need
Man.
to. I need carbon fiber. Like I said,
Yes.
it's going to have to happen. But
Specifically
but
for motoring
I'm
enthusiasts.
glad, Spencer. I'm glad you've seen the light, and I'm glad you understand now that coffee breath is created.
I noticed.
From the tongue itself, right? You have to get back there and you have to clean the pores on the tongue. You have to scrape that nastiness out of there.
Yeah.
And not only will you be cleansed,
Yeah.
your tongue will be pure.
I've noticed that my tongue, if I don't scrape it, if I go like 2 or 3 days and I don't scrape it, I taste it now. I can taste the
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 buildup.
difference, yeah.
Yeah, and I go,
Not fun.
wow.
Right? Well,
Yeah.
you know what? If I eat something sweet before going to bed, right? Let's just say decide to get a little crazy and have a couple gummies, right? Maybe I want to have a banana before bed, right? Or maybe I want to eat some peanut butter. I will lay in my bed, pull my sheets up to my neck, and I'm about to fall asleep, and then I like start focusing on my body a little bit too much, and I feel my tongue on the roof of my mouth, and I go,
Ew.
that feels like there's a thickness on there. I can feel like there's a mill or two of some type of thickness that I need to
Yeah, you need to
scrape.
Yeah, you
I
need to
cleanse.
decontaminate it.
So go figure. I go into the bathroom. I grab my tongue scraper. I pull my tongue
This
out.
is a mechanical decontamination
I get
process.
back there. I give it a nice yank, and what I see comes off my tongue. I'm like disgusted by, right? I rinse it. I mouth rinse, and I go, holy smokes. And so now it's not just a morning routine for me. It's a morning and night
Man.
routine for tongue scraping.
Single-handedly keeping that business in business. All right. Next up, we got Superato here. Just sent all three of you the pic of the Quail shirts
Nice.
that Jamie the Cleaner
Thank you. I'll have to
posted.
check that
All
out.
right.
In Focus says, did you guys see Ford unveiling a mid-engine Mustang at Monterey today, 8:30 Eastern time?
Now, my question
no,
is,
we didn't yet.
I have seen a leaked picture of a Mustang GTD, if I'm understanding correctly. It looked like crazy wide body, some really excessive body kit, and massive wing, but it didn't look mid-engine to me, so I'm curious to see if that's the case. Anyway, we'll see.
G. Davis, Anthony's dual propane tanks also powered his German honeymoon suite hot tub and ceiling fan swing.
You dizzy yet?
And then Kirby Thompson saying, instead of a Tornador, the Metrovac Sidekick is a great blower using electric, no heavy compressor to carry around. Also, pet dryers work too. Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Head dryers.
Dan Smith says, I use the 20-gallon Husky Silent for my Tornador, and it works great.
Very good.
Perfect.
Wow.
Aaron says, I'm 5'2", so detailing can be tricky when you try to detail a big vehicle like a Chevy Suburban, a small step ladder or stand. Yep. No, a lot of people have that. Gary, speaking of custom towels, Levi, let me know about some custom 1500s for us. Yeah, he's also been asking. It's a large number there,
They keep
Gary.
trying.
Josh is the guy to handle that. So honestly, I would just reach out to Josh, but he's in Monterey. Superato keeping it real with EC and JB, Eddie Colon and Joey Polinsky. G. Davis, depends on how big it is. Anthony, to the couple from Lillard Miller Honda when they showed up at his hotel in England.
Crap.
Man,
I forgot-
memory like a steel trap.
I forgot all about those people. Man.
Remember like a steel trap.
God. Yeah.
Demo saying, I watched Eddie and JB, and they do keep it real.
Indeed.
And then Joey, I wasn't my intention to hijack the
No,
show.
you're welcome, Joey.
All right.
That's
You're welcome.
great.
She Davis says, Joey also has a seafood influencer podcast called Keeping It Real.
It's so dumb. Now we're just making dad jokes.
And then Grant F saying, Yurt.
All right, what page are we on?
No.
Oh man,
It's too funny. Keeping
We're on
eel.
one. Page one.
Yeah, so we're on page one now. Dang.
Rick Smith goes, when will we see Gold Flake slop dogs?
Oh man, I don't know. Eventually.
Then Grant F thought on using PS Legends coating on an RV, and what would you recommend for boat and Jelco vehicles. PNS Legend, using Legend on an RV, I don't have a problem with. You could also use any of the G-Technic Marine line.
I was just saying,
very nice,
use like the Easy Coat,
very
from the
strong,
Marine line.
very good. They're great. They also have Easy Coat, which is a spray-on wipe-off
When you're dealing with something
fiberglass.
that big, it certainly helps.
It's amazing. I've used it on my trailer. So
There we go.
Neil White telling you, the felt hangers are awful.
It's like not even awful. It's beyond awful. Like I get it when you're wearing like a crop top or you got something that you have
Something
these small
delicate.
little things that have to grab onto something. I get that for that purpose, right?
They slip off
But
too easy
it's-
otherwise.
It's how do you get that into a shirt without overstretching your neck hole, right?
Right.
That's my big thing. You can go in from the bottom, but then you're going in you're going in blind.
I don't like
right?
stretching out neck holes when I go in from the bottom.
Man, I'm telling you, it sucks because once they're stretched out, they don't go back, man. It sucks.
Demo, save us.
Demo, your clothes are not shrinking, Anthony. You're getting larger. Hashtag Jack Reacher.
Okay, Demo, I know that I'm trying to get to that Jack Reacher size, height-wise, but I think I'm done growing.
It's more like Jack Stretcher at this point.
G. Davis says, oh my gosh, preparing to watch John Wick 4 tonight. I was surprised to find out each sequel in the franchise has made more money than previous episode. Definitely unusual in today's movie world.
It's unusual in today's world.
That movie,
However, I will say, go ahead.
Oh, I'll just tell G, cut about 45 minutes out of that movie and it'd be amazing.
Yeah, I do think it's a little on the long side.
It's good.
Some
it's
of
really
the
good.
long
It just
parts are deliberately
keeps going
long to make a running joke
I'm all right
out
with
of it.
I'm all right with that, but
yeah.
it still could cut 45 minutes out of the movie and
Yeah.
still keep that scene.
I will
and
say,
be all right.
the first one is still my favorite. But out of those, when it makes more money each time, it's because when it first started, it was not like a big budget movie. It was basically an indie movie almost. It was small, and there were famous people, Keanu in it, and people working on it who had worked in The Matrix and stuff. But it wasn't something that was huge, like a mainstream blockbuster kind of thing. It became that over time because of how many people spread word of mouth that they liked it.
Joey Belinsky, I stopped drying my shirts in the dryer and now throw them on a rack to air dry. I got tired of my Jack Reacher sized midriff.
I want a shirt rack. Like
Go buy one.
I'm planning on a rack build for my washer dryer room, right? I just don't know what the best thing to do. I want something that's gonna foldable or something like that, because jeans just get thrown up on the door,
Yeah.
right? Up they thrown up.
Yeah, and you get all
on
the
top of
dust
the
and
door
stuff on
Why
top
the
of
door
door.
specifically?
I don't know. That's just where they get thrown. So I want to just figure out a better laundry solution and start fresh, right? Get rid of everything.
I don't have a leg to stand on. Carly literally does all our laundry.
Yeah,
Do
but
you do
you
your own
don't have
laundry?
shrinking. No, I don't do my own laundry.
Am I the only one who does this? What?
Well, yeah, because you're not married.
Yeah, you're not married. Once you put a ring on that thing,
I had a
Dane.
girlfriend for 8 years. We wash our own stuff. We're fine with it.
Yeah,
It's
no, she'll-
fine. We are
yeah.
responsible adults.
Yeah.
Will
Well,
handle
the
it.
perk is that if you want her to start doing your laundry, if you
I don't-
you get engaged,
Maybe it's just me. I don't want
Yeah,
other
you
people
could.
doing
Don't
my
get
own
the
stuff for me.
vasectomy.
I will
Get
handle my own
engaged.
stuff.
Don't get the vasectomy.
Don't get the vasectomy.
You could get your laundry done for free.
yeah.
I have no problem doing my own laundry. It's not that big of an ask. It's fine.
I enjoy doing
I
my
just
own
do it.
laundry for many years.
I didn't have a problem with it either.
But eventually, once it started getting done for me, I go, this is extremely convenient, right?
Yeah.
However, the shirts shrinking and how much clothes I have to buy and swap out is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I could see that.
It might be time to reassess your situation.
Joey Belinsky says, the grippy hangers are the worst. Yes, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Graham Hans, I have orange FTWs for Beadmaker, pink for Dreammaker, and the blue actually gets used on glass. Don't want to mix products and towels, so is there another option? 365s. And then he says 365 and creatures to Graham. And then Kirby, Anthony, those hangers should not stretch the necks. Insert the hanger from the bottom and the neck will not stretch from the wife's
So
comments.
when I'm putting it up from the bottom, it's catching on the damp clothing.
It's grippy.
It's gripping on everything, making it almost impossible to get it up through the hole. So what I'm saying is that it's the grippiness of the hanger. That's the problem. It's not the
You
the
need something that's a
technique.
little more slippery, a little more lubrication when you're
get
getting in
that
the hole.
thing up and in there, right?
Yeah, you don't like the grip.
G. Davis says it shouldn't be a two-person job.
No.
Right?
Right.
I should be able to do it on my own.
Right.
G. Davis says Dane uses his excess clothes hangers to store seasoned poultry for his office chicken. Oh crap!
Let's just scratch off the felt.
I'm about
Just
to
sand it down.
I'm about to sand it off.
Can you imagine how insane you'd look sitting in the closet in a chair or on the floor, just sanding every hanger?
Well, you just have a
Probably
razor
financially
blade.
makes more sense because of how expensive.
Super
those are.
Auto lol the vision of Anthony's closet full of wide neck crop top
They're
t-shirts.
all
Yeah,
just
man.
ripping apart.
G. Davis, any advice for removing sunscreen from interior plastic left behind by your sister-in-law, who just found out at age 45 that she was adopted?
God.
Oh no. Maybe answer that question for real though, for people who've done the same.
A VLB and some Express.
There you go.
Joey Belinsky's still working on that, huh? And then Graham, thanks. Jojo Crawdaddy, dang, fellers, almost didn't make it. Guess I'll have to rewatch. You were so close, man.
This was a special one, JoJo. You're gonna want to
yeah.
watch it.
And then G. Davis says, thankfully it was her car, not mine. Jojo, I joined and we were talking tongue scrapers. Hans, G. Davis empty out the sunscreen bottles and put butter on it to remove it from plastic's lacquer thinner and then spray paint them hot pink.
Oh.
Harry Housewife Darren saying, great live, guys. Lots of laugh. Kept me going all night. And everyone go give these guys a like, etc. and show them the love they deserve. Thank you, Darren.
Darren.
Appreciate it. Then Gran saying, what's y'all's go-to for glass cleaner? Dane's too even if it's Costco foam can.
Okay, so I'll just get out of the way. What I used before I ever knew anything here, I was using invisible glass.
Yeah.
I was very happy with it.
Uh-huh.
Just that's what I used. Nowadays, I mean, if I'm using it, it's probably O&R because I have O&R at home. I use it as a glass cleaner. We have great dedicated glass cleaners, but I have O&R sitting around. It's the first thing I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite's glass. I like that. And I like
Glass.
it from
Yeah,
Sterna
gotta
Glass. I like
specify.
perfect glass from G-Technic.
There you go.
Man, I don't even know, man. I think Sterna glass is great. I like Coach Chemi's glass cleaner. I think Perfect Glass is also really nice. I don't know, man.
You have so many differents. We use them all.
I have a lot of different ones, but I don't really have a least favorite. I
Yeah.
like them all. It just kind of depends on what I grab. But I will say that Sterna glass, I like the scent. I like just the overall
like the
feel
flash.
of it. I like the slickness that the Coach Chemi glass cleaner provides. I like the streak-free, almost perfect every single time effect that Perfect Glass has from G-Technic. Joshua Kent says, I just started detailing full-time about 2 months ago, and yesterday I had somebody ask if I could wash and wax his plane. It's like a 7-passenger. I'm equally excited and nervous. Yeah, dude. I mean,
There are
should do
some
it.
things you want to be aware of when you're working on
I've
aircraft.
never been
but
anywhere
yeah.
near a plane, but I can't wait to do it. There's plenty of good videos on detailing
Yes.
on YouTube. I'd check them out. We've actually made a couple in the past.
We have
I
a couple
recommend
ancient
watching
videos
them.
that are actually very informative for that
Yeah.
purpose, including
But
polishing one.
you're more than capable. If you can wash a car, you're more than capable of doing a plane.
Yeah. There's just some safety
there's
notes
just some-
I'll stress
yeah. Just
when
be-
it comes
yeah.
to the pilot's glass. That
well,
kind of
Don't
stuff.
don't break an antenna off.
leading
It's-
edges.
It's expensive.
Do not break a pitot tube. Do not, things like
There's
that.
a lot of safety stuff to
Yeah.
just be careful and make sure you have a good company insurance that allows you to do that. So just
That especially.
G. Davis says, "Da-da."
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Quote, once they're stretched out, they don't go back, unquote. Anthony to the Modesto High 4-H Club. Why do you say that?
Equestrian.
Equestrian. Oh my god, awards dinner. Holy crap.
so funny. G is on it today. This is
man.
this is some fire,
Thank you,
dude.
G. You really
Yeah.
kept it lively today. Now, crisscross. Bead maker in a foam cannon? Question mark.
We've done it.
It
Yeah,
can be done.
it
It's a
can.
waste of product, but it's fun.
Yeah,
It
can be
smells
done.
amazing, too.
Smells
Yeah,
really
Kirby says that's what Kyle does for his customers on RVs.
Mhm.
So,
good. Yeah.
same kind of thing. Han says just spit on that hanger. It might help
Oh my
slipping it
God.
in.
Okay.
And then Kirby says Anthony, patience in the laundry.
I
room.
know.
There
I
you
try
go.
to
Yeah.
have it when I can. Congratulations to Dane on announcing his Super Mario themed vasectomy reversal centers will be opening locations in Syria and East Palestine.
Now I know this video is going to get demonetized.
Okay.
Thank you.
And let's see. I think this is a perfect time to probably bring this to an end before
What
it gets any crazier.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You
This
asked for
was,
weird and you got weird.
This,
So.
this is exactly what I was hoping for. G really brought the heat
brought
in
his
these
A game.
final moments.
Yeah. Joey Walensky says, looks like I'm
going
traveling to Syria.
How do we do this every week?
Oh,
How do we get away with this?
It's amazing because only half of it's about detailing. But remember, you guys make the show. We're just here to help answer the questions. The problem is, it comes down to what those questions are. And a lot of times they're not even detailing. So
No.
it keeps it exciting. I
Well,
will
and
say.
Kirby says, wow, this has been a great day to laugh and learn. Thank you to the TRC team and fans' questions.
Thank you, guys.
It's the goal.
Thank you.
Humor
We really-
and learning, keep you engaged,
we have fun.
have a good laugh, make you feel you're part of the family.
Yeah.
Okay, the one last one here, because we still got a little time. Just
Half.
Kevin here will answer it. Advice on how to remove polymer-based sealant to prep for ceramic coating. My paint is in great condition, and I want to avoid polishing if possible.
Just probably either a high pH soap wash, so something like Superfoam or
Superfoam would
or
probably do it.
get some GSF and mix in some Green Star or some snow, mix in some Forest.
Yep.
Add a either Forest or Power Clean or Green Star to any of your soaps,
Yeah.
and it will help
Agreed.
break
All
that
right.
off.
Agreed.
And on that note, that was a way to end it on a helpful detailing note. But seriously, thanks, guys. You make the show what it is. We appreciate you, and this is fun. And we couldn't do this anywhere else. So thank you again for watching. And of course, before you go today, please click like below this video. It helps us out. It helps you out by helping us out. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, what are you doing? Come on, click
Yeah.
that button and the Rag Company YouTube channel. As usual, we will have new videos coming out this weekend on the main channel, so check out that. And really, that's it from us. Till next week here on this channel with the TRC podcast to follow up and tell you about our weekend. All right, till next time, you guys take care. Have a great weekend, and we'll see ya. Stay cool out there.
See you, everybody.
See ya.